I'll send you straight to hell, fucker!
All right, welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. This is your host for today, Mr. King Bucho. And we already have somebody in the hangouts. We have 13 Boxing. Yo, you there, man?
Hey, BDA, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's King Bucho, not Mr. BDA, but hopefully we're gonna get Mr. BDA back soon. Yeah, don't worry. All right, people. This is the countdown show. So as you can see on your screen, we're 3 hours and 18 minutes away from the Pacquiao Broner pay-per-view, and we're just gonna hang out, chill, and talk more about the fight. Talk about anything we want. There's no fucking topics, to be honest, because yesterday we actually talked about this fight, so we're just gonna talk a bit about it, then move on. I wrote some news we're gonna get to. I'm gonna wait for some people to start showing up, more people to show up, and then we're gonna start talking about what I wrote down. What else? Oh yeah, announcements as always. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications. If you can, support us on Patreon, PayPal, and check out our second channel, BDA Boxing Live. That's our second channel, and Mr. BDA posted a video there of an analysis video for the Garcia Spence Jr. fight. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play Music, and I think that's it. Oh, and check out Stu Little's video on Prince Patel. Yeah, that asshole. Check out his video. That video is posted on this channel, so check it out. All right, in the chat we have the Quags, Saint Brit, Mario G, RAR1, Steven Schneider as always, Tel J, Kiwi Boxing, Chris Gonzalez. Welcome to the show, guys. All right, let's begin. All right, 13. You weren't here last time, right?
Yeah. No, I was busy.
Oh yeah, you told me that. So okay, your thoughts on this fight? Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm even excited for the co-main as well, for Marcus Brown versus Battle Jack. I think that's gonna be pretty good too. So yeah, I'm definitely psyched. I can't wait.
All right. So why are you excited about the main event though? I mean, you do believe that Pacquiao is gonna win the fight, right?
Yeah, I think he's levels above Broner. You know, I think he's either gonna win by stoppage, referee stoppage, or the corner's gonna stop it, or he's just gonna, knock him out. Either or. But I think Broner will put in a good effort, or he might just shell up. Who knows?
Okay, so why are you excited about this fight then?
Well, because I'm excited because I want to see Broner get his mouth pretty much shut. He talks a lot, and I think Pacquiao will humble him. And I'm kind of excited for that, and also because I heard Floyd Mayweather is going to be there, so maybe we can get maybe one more. Because I think the fans deserve another Pacquiao Mayweather 2. You know, the first one was really dull, and I spent $100 on, you know, a snooze fest basically.
All right. So you want to see a rematch, even though they're over the hill.
I don't think Pacquiao is over the hill though.
Okay.
I think Mayweather is, to be honest, because you know his last fight he didn't look, you know, as sharp as, you know, he usually looks, you know, physically. But you know what? Even if that fight doesn't happen, I would rather see Pacquiao fight the winner of you know, Mikey Garcia versus Earl Spence. That would definitely be a fight I'd be interested in as well.
Do you think that the rematch between Pacquiao and Mayweather will turn out differently? I mean, compared to the first fight?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because I do think Pacquiao's injury was legitimate, and I think that played a factor in you know, the way the fight played out. Because if you look at that fourth round when Pacquiao landed that left hand on Mayweather, and then Mayweather started shelling up in the ropes, and then Pacquiao started unloading his like 4-6 punch combination, and it looks like he was gonna, you know, try another set of combos, and then he just backed away. That's not Manny Pacquiao.
Okay. Well, yeah. If the injury was real, then yeah, that was a major factor in the fight, right? So, and like you said, Floyd, it looks like it looks like Pacquiao's aging better than Floyd. You look at Floyd in his last fight, if you want to call it a fight, he like the Japanese guy, he didn't look physically as good as he used to, though. Pacquiao still looks in tremendous shape.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you know, Pacquiao's dedication is you know, is a lot more. It looks like he's got more hunger than Mayweather, you know, and he trains every day. I mean, you can see it in his eyes, you know, that he really wants it in Pacquiao, and I think he does have something to prove. You know, I would love for him to try to be like undisputed if he could.
Oh,
you know, if he ever said it in the, you know, to the media or anything like that. But as far as this fight, I think he's physically 100%. You know.
yeah. Although, you know, sometimes they say that boxers age overnight, and we kind of got a glimpse of old Pacquiao against Jeff Horn.
Right.
That was what, 2 years ago? I mean, yeah, you never know, right? So far, he looked good against Matisse. Now we're gonna see against Broner. You never know. You never know. But let's get the official boxing scorecard in here. What's up, man? How are you?
Good evening, guys. I'm doing great. Can't wait for the fights. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. All right. We talked with you yesterday. So, are you still excited about the fight, or did you change your mind?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I'm getting ready to watch a fight between pound for pound number one and two, but being that Pacquiao is my all-time favorite fighter, I'm very excited. I mean, I know that the fight itself, it's not going to be amazing, and Pacquiao is favored for a reason to get the win. But first, I love Pacquiao a lot. Secondly, I'd love to. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see if he can get Broner out of their KOM.
Yeah, the guy's an asshole. I think we're all hoping that happens. And in the chat, the Shipper the Sun saying that Pacquiao never tried to be undisputed in his prime. He's not doing that now. He just wants money. Do you guys agree with that?
No.
No. All right.
I partially agree. I mean, okay, first of all, in his prime, to me, more important is that he got wins against the best guys. But now, of course, he is fighting only for the money. It's obvious. I mean, I'm sure he still likes boxing, but I think that a big reason for this fight is money and hoping to get maybe the rematch.
Okay. So 13, you completely disagree with what the Shepherd Son said, correct? Pacquiao is not in it for the money only. You think he's still searching for legacy?
I think he believes in his heart he can still perform at a high level, and I think he does it for legacy because, I mean, this if you look at his resume, he fought Margarito, who's huge. You know, he fought Pacquiao. I mean, he's been going up from I think it was bantamweight or minimum weight, one of those, all the way up to super welterweight. You know, so I think it's all about challenges for him, to be honest. You know, and that's part of legacy as well. You know, it's like Mikey Garcia jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Earl Spence. You know, he feels like that's a challenge. You know, so that is true though. Pacquiao was never undisputed, but I don't think that was ever on his mind. You know.
Okay, so what was on his mind?
I think it was more like jumping up divisions, challenging himself. You know, basically that's what I thought it was. I mean, I don't think he's scared of anyone, you know. And I don't. Back then, when Pacquiao was doing all this stuff, there was no social media. There wasn't no undisputed talk like that, you know. But now, since we're in the social media age, now everyone wants to become undisputed because the fans are shouting for it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he didn't want to become undisputed, but I do believe he wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, he was a name in that division. He was a name in boxing. He's right there in your division. I mean, why wouldn't you want to fight him? But let's recognize the Matrix in here.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
What's up, Recognize?
What's going on, Bucho? What's up, everybody? Official 13.
Yeah.
All right.
The countdown. We are in the countdown. We're 3 hours and 7 minutes away from this pay-per-view. Shouldn't be a pay-per-view, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Recognize, are you still excited about this fight?
Oh, no, man. I'm not really. I don't. Look, man, Pacquiao is one of my favorite fighters. And, sure, I'll watch it, you know. I'll watch his fight. But I'm not excited about him like the way he used to. You know, when he was in his prime and he was running through just about everybody, especially when he went through that run when he beat, who was it? De La Hoya. Then from De La Hoya, he beat Ricky Hatton. And from Ricky Hatton, he beat Miguel Cotto. Then from Cotto, Clottey, you know, and Clottey. Then after that, it was, you get what I'm saying. Shane Mosley, you go, Margarito.
It was insane.
It was just an insane run. That's, you know, that Manny Pacquiao is gone, right? We'll never, more than likely, we'll never see that again. And but of course, I always like watching him fight if he's going to have a fight, you know. And look, I know nobody's giving. I don't think nobody's really giving AB a shot, but I give him a shot. I'm going to give him a shot because I think Pacquiao is old enough to be beaten. You know, It can happen. It could, maybe at this point, AB is a little too much for him. Too young, you know, too strong, too many injection marks in his stomach, you know, shit like that. So who knows what could happen. I'll give him a good shot of winning.
Before I get to Cameron, I just want to ask you something, Recognized. So you said that you're not excited about this fight, but are you concerned that Broner might win this fight?
No, I'm not concerned because Pacquiao's already, he's already, I think someone was saying he's already accomplished so much. You know, he's not in his prime anymore. So anything that happens from here on out, it's not going to hurt him. You know, that's not going to really hurt his legacy. Yeah, I get the part that nobody likes Adrian Broner, and I get it. I don't like him either. I don't like the way he behaves, like outside the ring, what he promotes, which is pure ignorance, and stuff like that. I don't like. But no, it's not gonna hurt my. I want my favorite fighter to win, but it's not gonna hurt his legacy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. All right. Let's get recognize. Cameron, where the fuck is the button? Yeah.
Fuck, mate, it's life, man. You only live once. Make the most of life. Enjoy it. Because everybody's got their weird fetishes, man. And mine just happens to be eating fucking ass.
What's up, Cameron?
Oh, what's going on, man?
All right. Your thoughts. Well, we already got your thoughts. Did anything change from yesterday? Since yesterday, are you excited? Less excited? Don't give a fuck.
Nah, I mean, I'm not really excited for the fight in general. So, nothing's changed since the fight was announced compared to fight week. I mean, usually when a fight comes along, usually in the fight week, I'll get quite pumped about it, but I just haven't. I'm not really excited about this fight. I've tried doing a boxing style, looked at their bodies at the weigh and see if that made me excited. That didn't help. I'm just not excited for this fight. I don't know, man. I just felt because Pacquiao was at that point now where he's on the slide. He has been for a long time. Broner's just never proven. I said it yesterday. Broner's a gatekeeper. It's a guy who's won 4 world titles against guys. He's not beat any top elite guys to win those titles. Every top elite guy he's fought, he's been beat by. And the most recognisable win on his resume is Malignaggi, and that was questionable as well. So, Broner's not exactly a top fighter. He's just got a name, and Pacquiao's an old veteran who's, still exciting to watch, but he's on the slide. So overall, it's not really a fight that I'm excited about. I don't think it's a fight that a lot of people are excited about.
Same question I asked. Recognize. Are you concerned that Broner might win this fight or could win this fight?
No, I mean, I think Pacquiao's going to win the fight. I think the only way Broner wins this fight is if Pacquiao's completely shot overnight. Other than that, no, I can't see a way where Broner wins this fight. Like I said in the chat, on the actual Hangout chat, he's too flat-footed, low output of punches, and if he was ever going to fix his flaws, he would have done it after the Madonna fight. He could have done it after the Porter fight, but he's not changed anything since his losses, and he's not going to do it now. So no, I can't see him winning.
All right. We have Pavel as well, and Mr. BDA made an intro for Pavel, but we never really played it.
Antisocial personality disorder. Behaviorally is someone who does not have a conscience, does not have remorse, does not feel a sense of guilt.
This man's dangerous. He is dangerous.
What's up, Pavel?
I feel like that should be John Gonzalez.
Cool,
yeah, I know. It should be John
that
Gonzalez, man. I'm gonna make another one. I don't like this one, but anyways,
that should be John Gonzalez one, man.
Yeah, I agree. What's up, Pavel? What are you smoking there?
A little bit of a chronic.
I see.
I like the way he says that.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, guys?
What up? All right. Are you excited about this fight?
Fuck yeah. I mean, for every Pacquiao fight in this day and age, with this fucking current roster who doesn't fight anyone of each other. Fuck
Gonzalo,
that shit.
mute your mic, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, go ahead.
So, yeah, of course, I'm super excited. Broner is still, I don't want to say he's out of his prime, but yeah, even though he's been inactive, and what I mean by that is his mind wasn't in the boxing sort of place, hanging around in the hood and all that shit. It must have played a part in the preparation, I believe. And yeah, I mean, Pacquiao, look, what can I say? One of the all-time greats who's been aged, but on the other hand, he's seen it all in the ring. He has the experience with the bigger guys. Stylistically, it favors Pacquiao, I believe. He's the volume puncher. He doesn't hide behind the shell like Broner does it recently. But yeah, I think Pacquiao gets a decision, whether it's I think, let me rephrase that. I think Pacquiao wins, even though the decision might be legitimate or not. That's it, basically.
All right. We got
Bucho,
Pavel's
I have a
prediction.
question.
Go ahead.
I know you mentioned, well, the Pacquiao was never undisputed, but what if I know I'm jumping the gun, but what if he went undisputed? Like he grabbed all the titles.
Now?
His age, right?
Fuck.
Right. Would you say he's the greatest of all time? If he did that, if he were to do that.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm on 47 now, yeah.
Yo,
He already is.
yeah, I think so, man. Of course.
Yeah, I agree. He has a legitimate gripe to being the greatest of all time.
The reason why, I'm sorry, Cameron. Let me just get the reason why I don't really, the expectations of a 40-year-old to do something amazing, and I would agree that's like just an amazing accomplishment for someone to be in their 40s and to go undisputed if they were to do that. And maybe that just adds on, but I think what he already did, like the names that I just mentioned, he crushed those dudes. He didn't just beat them; he beat the living daylights out of them. To me, that's just the greatest run I've ever seen, and that's why I have him when I talk about like the best fighters I've ever seen. At least for me, he's in my top 3.
Damn,
probably number 1.
Oh, let's get Gonzalo Anaya. He's been waiting. Yo, what's up, man? How are you? Oh, shit. I think I muted the guy. All right. Yeah.
No, he can mute himself, though.
No, I think...
I was muting Gonzalo's ass the other day, and he kept on muting himself, so...
Yeah, I don't
know. He had a mute complex.
Yeah. Anyways. All right. Well... I lost my train of thought here.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, man. No, anyways, yeah, you're right. Listen, if Pacquiao wins, I don't even think Pacquiao wants to become undisputed. I don't even think I just think he's looking for money fights. I mean,
look, why do you care about being undisputed when you're already a 5-weight lineal champion and 8-weight division,
Yeah, okay. I'm going to rephrase 13's question. What if he doesn't become undisputed? But let's say he just beats an Errol Spence Jr. Is that enough to be considered the greatest of all time?
Listen, if he beats Errol Spence Jr., this is more...
That'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what would happen, right? The fans will be crying, oh, but you didn't fight Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
If he beat Errol Spence.
This is how I feel about that, what you just proposed, if he beat Errol Spence. If he beat Errol Spence, and again, I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I love him to death. I think he's one of the greatest probably. I don't think he's going to beat Errol Spence, but let's say he did. You know what that's going to prove to me is that Errol Spence is not as good as definitely his fans thought, and not even as good as I think he is. Okay. Now, when I say me, I mean I'm not like his fanboys. I don't think he's I think he's beatable. I think Manny Pacquiao wipes the floor with this dude 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he just boxes his head off. Okay. Forget about his prime. His prime, Pacquiao has ended this dude's career like he did to Margarito. Okay. He's gonna. And by the way, I think Floyd Mayweather too. I think Floyd Mayweather whitewashes him if they were to fight in his prime. But it would just prove to me, now I would agree that that's a great accomplishment if he did that. It's a great accomplishment to already great career, right? But it would already, what that would prove to me is that Spence is not as good as, he's not as good as his fanboys think he is, and not as good as I thought he was. And I'm not a fanboy of Errol Spence.
Well, Manny already called him out, so...
All right, guys, let me get Stu on the line.
I told you that.
Let me just get Stu because he's there now.
I wasn't back, though. I told you what's going to happen to Price. I told you he's going to be sleeping. I told you the ambulance is going to come, the oxygen mask is going to come out. I told you he's going to miss the main event. I told you all them things were going to happen.
All right, what's up, Stu?
What's happening, Butcho?
All right. Well, we're doing the countdown right now for the pay-per-view. Sorry to cut you off.
Fucking internet saw this time, bro.
What's that? Oh.
I said, let's hope I was speaking to Stuart. Let's hope your fucking internet's better today.
Oh, mate, I'm lying in my bedroom, and that's where the worst signal is. But I'm fucking tired, so if it starts cutting out, let me know and I'll come off. But I'm too tired to be going downstairs.
Yeah, you sound fine so far. Gonzalo, are you there? No, I think you're cutting off.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Every time, man. We always do, yeah.
No, I can't hear you.
Sorry, my
No, I can't hear you.
dog. My dog starts barking all of a sudden. Yeah, you guys are talking about Manny Pacquiao, the legacy.
Yeah, but before...
you guys, yeah, I'm listening.
Just what are they saying in the Philippines about this fight?
Not too many people talk about it. I mean, you know, I went to the store yesterday, and you know, a few of the old timers were like, "Yeah, tomorrow's the fight," you know, and because they speak their language, so you know, other than them, I hear that they mention the name Pacquiao. It's hard for me to comprehend their dialect. But
It's
yeah,
the
they
Manny
do get
Pacquiao.
excited.
You know, it's gonna be the Manny Pacquiao. He's fighting the Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but this is his area. He's not too far from here.
His barrio.
I'm just coming to do my job, and I'm gonna do my job.
I went to the store and I show them my pictures with Bull Boy and him and Freddie Roach, and they're like, "Wow," you know. But yeah, it's on today for $17, pretty much, give or take, 950 pesos.
No blow.
No blow. That's what Hector. That's what
No, I didn't hit him with the blow. I didn't hit him with the blow.
That's what Bobby Pacquiao told my friend, my neighbor. No blow. Yeah, but you know, I mentioned it last time, and I'm pretty sure you guys are aware that Manny Pacquiao, he could have been a 9 divisions champion, but he skipped a division. You know, one of them weights.
He skipped 115
they're not full division.
118.
Okay.
115 and 118.
And really, if you think about it, Manny Pacquiao, what do you think? What would you guys say his real weight lies between? I think it's more like 140 pounds.
135.
Around that, yeah.
A junior welter.
135. Yep. He still got the body frame of 135 pounder.
And you guys are talking undisputed at the welterweight division. Well, if he would his most dominant performance was at 140 pounds. One division beneath the one he's fighting now, and I think he very well. Yeah, when he annihilated Ricky Hatton in 2 rounds, right? Yeah. You know what? He only made.
I mean, I know David Diaz wasn't a great opponent, but goddamn, he looked great in that fight, Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I mean, look, guys. As we were talking about the Pacquiao's legacy, I mean, for me, he already fight his legacy even before he fought David Diaz at lightweight. I mean, look at the opponents he fought before. Yeah.
You know, hey guys, I must be mistaken, obviously, but I was under the impression Pacquiao had 69 fights, and I kept hearing 60, and I had to go look it up on BoxRec. But I thought he had 69 fights going on 70, and I actually thought I heard somebody mentioning it in one of the interviews. 69, then all of a sudden I heard 60, and like, wait a minute, but I guess he does have 60.
Well,
you know,
he has a lot, which is rare now. Nowadays, it's pretty rare when you have fighters with that amount of fights. It's pretty rare these days. I have other news. Do you guys want to keep talking about this fight, or we get to some of the news that I wrote down here?
Other news, please.
Yeah, let's get to that. Well, we'll start with the main event. Demetrius Andrade stops Arthur Akabov in the 12th round. That was one of the most shittiest stoppages I've ever seen in my fucking life, man.
That was horrible.
By the way, the only fight I watched last night was Rivers and Jennings, by the way, so I'll miss this card.
Well, you didn't miss much, to be honest.
I know, it was a shit card to begin with. But...
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts on the fight?
Look, besides the somewhat controversial result of the latest Andrade fight, I mean, the motherfucker's irrelevant for me. I mean, who watches his fights anymore?
Yeah. And it was a boring display. I mean, Andrade dominated the fight.
He's tall, black, and handsome.
Yeah, what the fuck is that, man?
So the guy that was interviewing him say like, well, compared to me, you're short. You gotta look at the guy that was interviewing him. He had him like fucking 5 inches in height. I would be like, well, you know, compared to me, you're not tall, dog.
Yeah.
Andrade is food for Gennady Golovkin.
Oh, he said he was gonna kill Golovkin. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
He said
people need to mute their mics, man.
Yeah.
Background noise all the time. How hard is it to everybody mute their mics when someone else is talking?
Oh, Cameron's getting pissed off now.
I can't hear shit, man.
Including you, Cameron.
You
need to mute your mic too.
I read in the news a while back ago that Andrade has got a pending charge for a concealed weapon. He got pulled over.
Oh yeah.
And when he was asked why he got pulled over, the answer he gave the cops was something along the lines that since he was such a famous person that he was like he thought he needed the weapon in order to protect himself.
He had $100,000 in cash. He also had $100,000 in cash. He was like, yeah, you know, what are you doing walking around with that much cheese in your pocket, man? Like, get the fuck out of here.
But I don't think he's that famous, you know. And like
he might be famous where he's at, though. Like they might know him. Providence, Long Island. I mean, Rhode Island. I said Long Island. Providence, Rhode Island. It's a small town. It's a small little, you know, area.
Okay, yeah.
And it's actually a little ghetto over there too. So you got to be careful. Like,
yeah,
they might know him and they might stick him up. So.
All right.
Hey, remember when they killed Vernon Forrest? When they killed Vernon Forrest, recognized?
Well, that was in Atlanta, which that happens pretty often. But I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, he was in a car. And he
all right, Demetrius Andrade.
Anyways, that's
hold on. I want to say something. So yeah, because we got off topic here. Somebody mentioned that Andrade called out Golovkin. He basically said, and I wrote it down. At the end of the day, you put Triple G in front of me, and I'm going to destroy him.
My ass. Fucking ridiculous.
This guy went 12 rounds of fucking Jack Cole Kai. This guy went towards Jack Cole Kai.
Dude, like this guy is delusional. Like, yeah, sure you will.
They kept giving credit in an interview to Andrade that he displayed a real good jab against Akabov. But honestly, even if he had a good jab, who probably has a better jab than Golovkin in boxing?
That's what I was. I was watching the fight with Mr. BDA, and we were talking about it, and we mentioned like how even Canelo does easy work with this guy because his jab is nowhere near as good as Golovkin, and you saw how Canelo was doing pretty well against that Golovkin jab, so he will have no problems fighting a guy like Andrade. His jab is not even going straight; he's coming down from down. It's coming down from down to up. So it's a predictable jab, man. It worked against Akabov. It won't work against a world-class fucking level fighter.
No. Makes it worse that Eddie Hearn's beat Canelo and everyone else. I mean, Eddie Hearn, I don't even know if it's a good salesman anymore, just pure bullshit. But when he's telling me Andre's going to trouble all these guys, I just don't see it. I've never seen anything in Demetrius Andrade to tell me. Andrade, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's Americanized his name because every Latin fighter I know is Andrade, so I don't know where he gets Andrade from, but I've just not been impressed. He's a very skilled fighter, don't get me wrong. You can see, but it's missing with him. And yet again, it was, I've not really seen the whole fight because I had things on, I had personal stuff I had to deal with, and I wasn't really bothered about the fight, to be honest with you. I mean, the interest levels were really low, to be honest, and so I've just never really enjoyed watching Andrade fight, to be honest. So I'm not impressed.
Let's get to some comments in the chat quickly. The Quacks is saying that Triple G KOs him. Andrade is too hittable. The Shepherd of Sun says his power at 160 is shit. Okay, and that's true. His power's not all there, to be honest.
He fought scrubs. He's fought absolute scrubs at 160 Andrade. The last two guys he's fought was that fucking South African.
Yeah.
And whatever the guy was. And then he fought Akavov last night. This guy's a joke. His
The thing is,
joke.
though, this is the thing. You know, he gets that belt basically given to him without even fighting for it, and he's got the cheek to go and fight these guys and defend it against these guys, and then tell Billy Joe Saunders to get in shape, and he's actually a world champion. I mean, how many of them fighters on that side of the pond are actually been given them belts? I mean, if we should do a show one day of all the champions that have actually been handed their belts on a plate, and you'll be surprised. There's a few of them. I mean, Wilder's one for sure. Joshua's another one. So you'll be surprised how many of these champions around at the moment have been handed their belts to them. And let's be real. I think if Billy Joe Saunders had got in the ring that night in Boston, I think he would have done a number on Andrade. I just don't see him beating Saunders.
Well, Stu, Andrade said regarding Billy Joe that he's unprofessional, and I'm not worried about him. So there you go. That's how he.
Yeah, but he's going to say that. He ain't going to say, "Oh, Billy Joe, I get sleepless nights when I hit."
Yeah, but
say that. So, it's just like I said. He's got his belt handed to him, and at least go and defend it against someone decent. You know, people give Canelo Alvarez a stick. They've got cheek to give this guy a stick, and he's fighting the best around. I mean, yes, he's stuck in Rocky Field, and he put a bum in there, and it was a bit embarrassing. But he's fighting Danny Jacobs next. I mean, who's Andrade going to fight next? I mean, Eddie Hare's just feeding his American fighters can after can after can.
Difference is Canelo fights one bum out of like 20 fights. Andrade just fights bum every fight.
Yeah.
I was looking at the way
Jacobs, that is, but that's a money fight. You know, no one's going to turn Canelo down.
I was looking at the way Andrade throws his jab. Throws that shit like so way down there. He'll get countered on before he even gets that jab out.
Yeah,
I can see Canelo fucking hitting this dude with a 2-piece, like boom boom.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Hey guys, has Andrade hit the canvas before?
Yeah.
Yeah, Varnes put him on the canvas, didn't he?
Varnes and somebody else.
Varnes?
Yeah, Varnes put him down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Walter? What was his name?
Who was the other guy that put him down, Cameron?
Cole Kai, wasn't it?
No, it was Walter something, wasn't it?
Oh.
Fucking forgot his name.
Let me box track this shit.
Andrade against Cole Kai in that last round, he did well to actually survive. He looked like he was going to get stopped on quite a few occasions in that round. He did well to hang in there and make it through the fight, but it just didn't look good. A guy that stopped no one's. If you look at his record, it's just he's not a KO artist called Kai. He's just an average puncher at best. Yet he's rocking Andrade to his boots every time he lands clean. Yeah, but you put Canelo landing them punches, or someone, even Jacobs, and especially Golovkin, them guys start landing, it's over.
I think he got knocked down his last fight, not the one last night, but the one before. But the referee, I don't think it was officially counted as a knockdown, but it was a knockdown. I think he's been knocked down a few times in his career, Andrade, by a few guys.
So what does that tell us?
No, he's not all that. I mean, we know that, right? Like anybody who knows boxing knows he's not all that. But he's got an undefeated resume, but his best win is Varnes Martirosyan.
And Varnes dropped him.
He was able to TKO this last opponent Nakavov in the 12th round, right? And the opponent before that, the African guy, he was able to knock him out as well in the 12th round. Does that tell us he has good stamina? I mean, to try to speak a little bit and find something positive about him.
No. Well,
I think that stamina could depend on the certain amount of stress level you're going through in a fight. Stamina is really hard to I will put it this way. It's not that easy to measure, because if I'm not going through any stress, man, maybe I'll breeze through 12 rounds. Yeah. But if you give somebody that's stressing me out, my body's under fucking constant pressure, in danger, I might be worn out by that time. So
I think that's what Warrington does. Although Warrington doesn't punch hard, he's not a big puncher. I think it's just a pure volume of it. Just he's hitting your arms, he's hitting everywhere, and it just takes its toll. Eventually, you're constantly on the back foot trying to avoid these shots, and you're constantly working. You're constantly in the hold. this guy, you just haven't breathed. And I think that's what a lot of fighters should do if they're not KO artists. You know, a lot of these fighters.
You know what? It's interesting you say that because you know how they say that Wilder. We'll get back on subject if I could say this real quick. You know how they say that Wilder's punch power carries late. I think sometimes it's not that that he hits so hard and he carries on like really late. It's just he waits a lot. He waits, and he doesn't box. He doesn't have like a high output, and then he just uses. He leans back, he extends his arms, and he gets out boxed for most of the fight. Then he knows he has a hard punch, but he uses it sparingly, and that's why he's able to carry it. You know, but it's not so much that he's. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically serves energy. There's times when he fought Fury, there's times where there's going 30 seconds, 40 seconds without even a punch being landed. So Wilder's not I know, although Wilder piled it on late, it's not in his nature to be throwing his hands. You know, he's very conservative and he picks his moments. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, he's a sniper. Yeah. He reminds me of Roy Jones, but like a sloppier version, basically.
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that he carries his power. You know, he's obviously an athletic guy. He's obviously a fit guy. So, and if you're not throwing many punches, then don't matter who you are. You could be Dave Allen, and you could still be hanging around in the 12th if you're throwing 5 or 6 punches around. So.
It's still recognized. Is it possible that Wilder looks wild, a little bit more so than what he really is because he's so skinny and gangly? Then when he throws his punches, you could say, "Oh well, he looks out of balance more so than what it appears than what he really is because he's just that skinny that."
No.
It kind of looks
I don't know about you,
exaggerated.
Stu, but
he's just totally off balance.
He's just totally off balance. That's all it is.
You know, his feet are everywhere. I mean, like I said, I've seen his back foot when he's throwing a punch and his back foot's actually in the air. Do you know what I mean? So. He just doesn't know how to plant his feet properly for some reason.
You know what that also comes from fear. I think that comes from a lot of fear from him. Like, you know, the way that wide stand. So like I almost take it that in his head, he's got one foot out the door and the other foot in the door. In other words, that saying, and he just that's why he doesn't set up punches. You know, he just wings it. And let's give him credit. I mean, at least most of the bums he's knocked out.
Like I said, I think it's just the pure speed of his punches. It's the speed.
It's the
speed of it that's knocking people out because
it's the torque that he generates.
Well, look how long his arms as well, and because he telegraphs them, he pulls them back, doesn't he? I mean, but they travel the distance that punch is traveling. It gets time to generate some speed up, and then once it lands, it's a sleepy sleep time because
it's like a whip.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
I don't think it's natural. I don't think it's natural power where you're just touching them and they're going over. I just think it's the venom and the speed of his shots that are the.
It is. He can able to generate a lot of torque with twisting of his hips by his baby deer legs, which I find strange to be honest. But combined with this lanky ass physique, like his arms. His long arms, something akin to Tommy Hearn's physique. So he's able to generate a lot of torque, and when the leverage is working in his favor, the leverage, I mean the length of his arms, you know, thrown at a high speed, it's a deadly combination.
Yeah, sorry, Cameron.
No, go on, man. I was going to say, I've just literally, I know it's off topic, but I've literally just watched the Linares get fucking destroyed in the round last night.
Yeah, we'll get onto that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, I mean that in the Stavern 2 fight, the straight right down the pipe, it went through Stavern's guard, actually pierced his guard and fucking rocked him to his boots. And the speed of it, if you go back and watch that punch, I mean, fuck me, I struggle to see it through the screen sort of thing. So. I mean, the speed of it was what did the damage, and Stavern was over after that. But he actually punched through the guard as well, so that just shows you he's got some serious power.
The fat ass Stavern. Let's introduce Captain Hook, who's been waiting. Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing all right, boys. Sitting on my couch in my underwear. getting pissed on Coors Light, wearing my captain's hat and hook. My flintlocks are loaded. I'm ready for working, Bucho.
All right.
That all sounds really good, man. But when you said I don't think we needed to know you're just in your underwear, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's something Recognized would say, you know, but not you.
No.
Hey, take it how you want it. All right, I'm in full captain regalia right now. Okay.
In the last week,
the frizzy wig, the whole thing.
In the last week, we've had you sat in your underwear, and we've had Recognized in the shower during this podcast.
No, I'm actually going back and watching Broner fights right now on YouTube.
Hey, I think Roy Jones has been borrowing Demetrius Andrade's clothes by the looks of it in your picture.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And his hair.
Old man.
Hey, Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've been listening to the podcast for a while now, like going on 2 years. I think you said a long time ago, I remember that, you know, when people hit the pads, and I think you were talking about a Broner fight, then when the coach is holding the pads for a fighter, and this is true because I've held the pads for other people that are just learning, and a fighter can look like $1 million when you're holding the pads for that. Yeah, because you can prime Sugar Leonard. What I see in Broner fight Broner when he's training, and I think you were actually referring to one of his fights when he's training with this training with this trainer. He the coach he kind of meets Broner halfway with the pads. He feeds him the pads, and I think for that reason that that Broner he doesn't punch through his target. He's a fighter that's never going to be on the level of Juan Manuel Marquez counterpunch, and it kind of applies to his fight. Since many people, and including myself, I believe that you know he's going to shell up and wait till Pacquiao does something 2 to 3 times to kind of learn what you know his game plan. Then after that, he's going to come out of the shell and counterpunch. But I don't think he's got the power to punch through Pacquiao.
Yeah, pad works predictable. You get used to your trainer, you get used to where you gotta hit the mitts sort of thing. But when you're in there with an opponent, he's not giving you the same angles all the time. You know, you've got to work your way through the fight and work out from there. You know, you can't just start doing all these flashy little punches and they're going to come off. So the pad work's good to keep your technique, I suppose, going and keep you fit. But that's about it. It doesn't being flashy on the pads. It's not going to bow you out. Do you know what I mean? In a fight, it's not.
Yeah, and I see a lot of these trainers. I see a lot of they kind of meet them. Yeah.
I think Broner is physically able to knock out somebody, like to have a knockout power. It's just his technical limitations are limiting him from doing so.
Yeah, it's just like if you do something all the time, it just comes natural. It's like driving. You know, when you get in a car, you drive. Sometimes you've got like 20 miles.
Oh.
20 miles half the way through the drive, but your body, your brain tells you how to drive naturally. It's like in the pads because you do it so many times.
Yeah,
you know, it's just if you do the same thing all the time, you're going to get good at it. But in a boxing ring, it's not going to be the same. The fighters are going to be different. They come with different styles, and you're going to come up with different problems. So you know, the pad work's all good. It's like Gonzalez in the chat. Chris Gonzalez, it's for the memory, really, isn't it? It's just for the.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
I don't think in the fight though. I don't believe that Broner gets knocked out. I think he's going to get clipped in the middle rounds, and then he's going to shell up. And
he has too much beard. He has too much beard to get knocked out.
I don't know about all that. He's going to tough chin. You know what I mean?
No, I mean literally. He has too much beard. Like, you haven't seen his fucking beard. His beard is like fucking down to his chest.
It looks like a rich hobo.
That's anyway.
So I think that
that chin against Pacquiao.
I think he's going to get clipped. That's about it. But when he shows
I believe
up,
that
blast right through that guard.
In the beginning, can I mention something real quick? Say something real quick. I'm going to talk about a weird analogy. If I have like just about 30 seconds or 40 seconds to say it. And last time I said that that I thought that he would that he would that he would shell up, right? That he would shell up and wait till a Pacquiao does something, then he would kind of like come back and counter. But somebody was saying last podcast that when he fought Joshua Clottey, you were on the panel, recognized. And I read in the chat that Clottey only threw 3 punches, and it was weird. Like I don't think Pacquiao's the same fighter that's gonna go balls out, and where the fighter's gonna shell up, then he's gonna wait till Pacquiao throws his load, then come back, because he's not, his punch output is not the same. He's a little bit more conservative since he's older, right? Remember that a Clottey fight, he went into that guard. This is a weird analogy, but look, remember the Star Trek, the show, where when the ship was getting attacked, how they would do like the captain would say, "Oh, well, engage the what is it called? The magnetic field around the ship." When the ship was getting fired. So, but when the magnetic field was engaged, you couldn't use your weapons. You couldn't use any other system. And it was kind of like when Clottey went into that mode, held up, he shrugged his shoulders, his chin, he kept his high guard up. I just no.
Hang on a second. Is this a movie review?
The analogy is pretty.
Is there a new Star Trek movie coming out? Manny Pacquiao starring it.
No, but
I get the analogy. I do get the analogy because Broner does remind me a bit like a Klingon.
Yeah, you're right.
Joshua Clottey, you know why Joshua Clottey was only able to, why he only threw 3 punches?
Man. Smoking him after this.
He was shelled up to the point where he would. It must seem like I'm the one that's smoking the weed, huh? It must be like the one that seems that I'm the one that's getting stoned.
Yeah,
no,
man.
But he only threw 3 punches. He only threw 3 punches because he wasn't able to open up, because he was clenching his jaw. He was clenching his stomach. He was keeping his guard high. He was shrugging his shoulders. Given that also he probably has a head that's hard as fuck, and he has thick ass skin. That was Pacquiao in his prime hitting Clottey. But Clottey, he had to tighten up his body so much that even when Pacquiao threw that double punch, remember that he got a warning for? If that would have been some other fighter like Marcus, he would have countered Pacquiao. But just Clottey went into this defensive shell that Pacquiao threw that double punch, because he couldn't get his mind going to have an attack mode, because his mind was only thinking of how to like tighten up his body. And that's what I think fighters do nowadays. You have to brace for the punch. And he didn't, like they say that the punches you don't see coming are the ones that do the damage. Well, Clottey knew a punch was coming. He didn't know exactly where it was coming, or many punches. So all he resorted to was just like closing his eyes, tightening his body.
Gonzalo, time's up, man.
But yeah,
that was more like 40 minutes, not 40 seconds, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't think that the Pacquiao's gonna attack Broner like that, because he's gonna try to fight him, and when
he could pop shot him.
When Broner goes into that shell, he's just gonna wait, and he's gonna clench his gloves. Like Pacquiao does, he keeps the gloves together and say, "Come on, fight me."
All right. Well.
Even his own internet's giving up on him now. Fucking hell.
All right. Well, that was more than 5 minutes, but
sorry.
When the chat thinks the same.
What are people saying in the chat?
I guess my question is like, how serious is he going to take the fight? So, like, I guess the main reason he is fighting is what everybody says, is that he needs this to save his career. But the real question I have is, does he give a shit about his career, or is this just a money grab and he's going to walk on out? I still don't know. He's never taken his career seriously up to this point. So I don't know.
You're disagreeing with 13? 13, we were talking about this earlier before everybody jumped in. 13 believes that Pacquiao is actually looking for, searching for like a legacy fight, not necessarily just money grab. So
right.
Yeah, but he's left it. He's left it far too long for a legacy fight. Now he should have been, you know, a fair play. You know, he's had many legacy fights. So for me, he's just not. I don't think he's good enough to be winning these legacy fights he's talking about. Because beating Broner is definitely not that legacy fight. I mean, unless he goes in there, and beats a Spence or a Crawford, then yeah.
13. Anything to say?
I just don't see him being good enough to beat the top guys at welterweight at the moment. I just think it's a way he's past it. I think.
Bucho, can I just ask a question? I want to ask Pavel. I just want to ask you a question. But have you been smoking the same fucking smoke all this fucking time? Or you just smoking loads of them in one go? Or have you been smoking this whole podcast, man?
It was a big one.
It's my second one.
Every time I look at the camera, you're smoking.
But that's a cigarette. That's not. That's a normal cigarette.
Yeah, it's a magic cigarette.
Yeah. All right.
Relight, it just never burns out.
Oh, another thing. I didn't know Jeff Horn was ranked number 6 on BoxRec at middleweight.
What?
BoxRec got the worst rankings, guys. Yeah. I think, don't they have who they have pound for pound number 1? It's something ridiculous.
Jeff Horn is number 6 at middleweight. Look it up.
Yeah, that's who Cal Brooks. That's who they're talking about. Cal Brooks going to fight. I mean, Cal Brooks, man, he sure likes to dig up a donkey, don't he? I mean,
he's fighting Jesse Vargas, man. I already fought Jesse Vargas.
Did you know the thing is with Brooks, man? He's just left it too long for me. I used to be a massive fan of him, but it just cringes me out every time that you're talking about these names. They're all bums. They're all bums. Well, why are they calling out Jared Hurd? I thought he was a 154 fighter now.
No, he's 147 apparently. He's fighting
of course
Jesse Vargas.
I'm saying, but if you're going to go back to 147, at least fight but you're an ex-world champion. Go and fight the best guys. Jesse Vargas, man, come on.
Yeah, but can we go back a little? I mean, like regarding Pacquiao's legacy, you've been talking about those legacy fights, and I mean, like, why does he need to have another one? I mean, he's already established.
Yeah, that's what somebody else said before that. So, of course.
I mean, if he's gonna stay in the game, I respect what he's doing, right? Like, if the game plan is to fight a kind of like a contender, a lower level contender, and then fight, you know, the top elite guys at the weight class, I'm fine with that, even if he comes up short, because that's what has history taught us in a combat sport, that the younger guy, that's if he's got any talent, usually beats the older guy, right? Especially in this case where he's not only in a situation where he's fighting guys that are bigger than him, he's fighting guys that are much younger than him as well.
Right, but if he were to do that though, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I think he has a good chance.
No, and I agree with you, but what does that tell you? What would that tell you about, let's say he goes in there, sorry, go ahead. Let's say he goes in there and he beats well, I hear it's like Rocky in the background.
Yeah.
Someone's super chatted.
Yeah, Undercover Asian, thank you for that contribution.
Right.
And Undercover Asian, everybody dropped. Undercover Asian saying that Pacquiao Star Trek analogy made my day.
More like fucking year. More like fucking year, because that's all I went on for.
Well, I couldn't really explain.
Gonzalo did a good job.
Yeah, fair play, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But my point is that if he does that, what does that say about Spence?
The state of the game today?
Yeah, right. What would that say? Like, when was the last time an old-time great beat the young coming, next star? Like, the guy that's going to be the face of boxing.
Yeah, but to me, Pacquiao is a freak athlete, though. He moves like no other. The way he throws his punches, no one else throws them like that. If you watch him in training, when he shadow boxes and he starts throwing like 75 punches, in like 3 seconds and stuff, nobody else does that stuff.
There's some weird shit in the chat. There's some weird shit in the chat, Bucho, by the way.
Yeah, I took care of it.
I didn't think Pacquiao looked so hot in his last. I mean, granted, it was a win, but I mean, against Horn, I didn't think he looked that great.
What impresses me the most about Pacquiao, I think, of all his physical qualities, is his stamina. It's almost, unreal to me watching this dude. I mean, when he was pushing 40 to, you know, have that kind of punch output and being active even after all those fouls. I mean, that's just something to behold of.
That's true.
Well, I think one thing we can expect for sure that his punch output it's not going to be comparable to when it was in his prime. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So we gotta see if he's really like if he can adapt and be capable of fighting, and win these fights. How he's right around this time. How is he reinventing himself? And I think in this fight, it will show if he's more conservative with his punches and he still throws, you know, a flurry here and there to be able to hurt this guy and make it to the 12th round. If his stamina is able to keep up, because he has to go in there thinking that he's not just gonna go and knock these guys out. You know, he's got to still think that at 40, he's still pacing himself to make 12 rounds. So he can't go in there and just go throw flurry after flurry like he did in his prime. So for sure we can expect. You know, I can guarantee that he's not going to go in there and fight in the whole 3 minutes of the round. But will he still do enough to win these rounds and win these fights?
Gonzalo, listen, Manny Pacquiao doesn't need to be that busy to win this fight. You're talking about Adrian Broner, a guy that probably throws 12 punches around at max. Manny Pacquiao is one of the busiest fighters in boxing. So he only has to throw 50% of the punches he usually throws. But when is Broner big enough? Hang on a sec. Is Broner a big enough puncher to knock Manny Pacquiao out? I don't think so. I don't think he's technically, like you said, his counter punching isn't Marquez level sort of thing when it comes to counter punching. I do like the way Broner lets his hands go. I think it's it's quite good.
What was Broner's last knockout?
It's quite nice on the eye when Broner's Broner's not a big puncher. That's what I just said. So why, you know, there's no point me talking about knockouts.
His baby mom. That was
his last knockout was at Khabib Alec Verdiev at 140, which was like 4 years ago.
After that, he fought fan.
Ashley Theophane. He knocked him out, but it was like he was out on his feet. It was an early stoppage, from what I could tell.
Well, if I'm not wrong, against Alakverdiev, he wasn't stopped. It was Alakverdiev's corner who stopped it, if I'm not wrong.
Why are all these fucking weird people in the chat popping out of nowhere posting these links?
Oh, they're posting links to them.
Well, that's what happens when Pacquiao's fighting. You get all the fucking, you get all the Filipino spammers and the crooks.
Yeah,
come online,
come and watch the Manny Pacquiao on this link. This is the link you could watch the Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but by the way, Violence News Network in the comment section said that Pacquiao's punch technique is awful. So I mean, could you please justify your
elaborate?
Elaborate on that, because I mean I'm just curious what have made you think so far.
He also said.
Talk about this fucking Linares upset last night, man.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that shit. Let's get it over with.
Fucking Cano looked like Munguia in that fucking ring.
Yo, I want to say one thing about Linares, boy. Because obviously a lot of people, like today, a lot of people I spoke to think, oh, you know, Linares is past his prime. Lomachenko took out of it. I want to say Linares was never good in the first place, and this is what I'll say, right? I'm not saying he wasn't a good fighter, but this guy's resume is so shite. I mean, this is a guy who made a career out of beating British level guys. I mean, Kevin Mitchell, British level. Anthony Cryer, British level. Luke Campbell still not proven to be world level. And that was a close fight. That is his best wins. That was his best time. And he's not beat one elite guy in his career. So it wasn't really surprising when I found out he got knocked out last night. Maybe Cano, you know, I mean, I didn't expect him knocked out by Cano, but I've never thought Linares was elite. I always thought he was overrated, man.
All right. But first of all, you're sounding like low place.
But what?
You're sounding like low place here, insulting Linares. But he was moving up in weight, and he did fight a big guy. If you watch the fight, kind of looked like a junior middleweight in there.
Well, that's the problem with the 140 division. They're
junior middleweight, look like a fucking middleweight.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They're all shrunken down fighters from 147 and 154 sort of thing. So big guys. So that weight is not all at the smaller weights. Gonzalo,
Cano Cano has
Gonzalo.
7 losses and 1 draw.
Gonzalo.
Yes, sorry.
Boris, thanks to.
I just muted him, man. I was saying, Linares. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, man, but I can only bear so much before I lose my temper, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, Linares is not very durable, you know, even at 130, 135 sort of thing.
To be honest, I thought Linares was
so, you know, so when you're going up and fighting these 140 guys, they're big guys in that division. Some of them, big guys. I just don't. I had a feeling it.
But what's really problematic? What's really problematic to me is that Linares, okay, he was having problems making 135. But then he moves up to 140, and instead of because while fighting at 135, he was going in the ring at about 147, 48. I don't know, but I know he was huge against Lomachenko, for example. And then instead of after he got to
people dropped.
He dropped off.
That's fucked
not
up.
me.
You know what happened,
right? And just me with the shitty internet around here.
Pete Samus in the chat says Gonzalo's boxing style putting on a fake accent.
Did you guys talk about Brian Jennings? Got knocked out in the 12th round.
Yeah, man, I watched that fight. That was a fight I watched.
Yeah,
that was a good performance.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good performance by Rivers because I thought it was a close fight. So I liked it. Rivers got proven to be legit last night.
How tall is he?
Yeah,
6 feet.
How far can he go?
He's about 240 pounds in he as well. God knows that guy.
232, 235 or something.
Yeah, that guy's massive for 6 foot.
I don't know. You fight a guy like Joshua with a good jab or Fury.
No, I mean, he's just Jennings is a solid gatekeeper. But you know, it propels him to a bigger fight. I don't think Rivers beats the best of the best, but he's proven to be one of those guys that would be a good opponent for a lot of the top 15 guys. You know, so.
I was looking at a forum the other day, and there's talking about Dillian White versus Joe Joyce. And at first, I thought, nah, it's not really a fight that I'm interested in. But then when you break it down, I think Joe Joyce could give Dillian White problems because of the constant.
He's fighting Stavern, isn't he?
Who is?
Joe Joyce for Stavern's official.
Is he fighting Stavern? He'll break Stavern down. He'll chop him down like a tree, but he'll break Stavern down, take his heart from him. That, you know.
Yeah, they're fighting on the DeGale Eubank on the
Well, no heart that's left. I don't think he has much anyway.
Yeah, he's not fit enough to deal with the pressure that Joyce is going to come with. You know, definitely not. And Joyce doesn't look like it's technically very good when he's throwing his shots, but there's a lot of fucking venom behind him because every time he lands, he's causing damage with his shots. So I think he could trouble quite a lot of heavyweights. Obviously, he looks quite strong around the whiskers. I think, you know, I don't know if I've ever seen him on the floor. Do you? Have you guys seen him? You know?
No.
See how he reacts when he gets hit on the chin, but I think he could cause a few fighters problems.
Yeah, he definitely could.
Crickets.
Yeah,
crickets.
Dead air. Dead air.
Makes a change.
The fuck? Do I have to intervene? Go ahead,
What do
recognize.
you guys think about the undercard?
Who?
Who?
The undercard.
Undercard of what?
Yeah, it's solid. I think it's solid.
Of what?
Marcus Brown against what's his name?
Body Jack.
Yeah, Body Jack. I think that's pretty solid, right?
It's okay. It's
Badu Jack. I think Badu Jack's gonna win the first fight, then he's gonna lose the second.
I don't think Marcus Brown is ready though. Even though he's unbeaten, I don't think he's ready.
I'm not even interested in that fight, to be honest with you.
Battlejack's gonna win, I think.
yeah.
I've
Well,
got
he
money
should
on the
win.
draw.
Who's Badu Jack fighting?
Marcus Brown tonight.
Marcus Brown.
What, tonight? Is he fighting tonight?
Yeah.
Didn't even know that. That's how much that fight's been talked about. Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Such a bad boy. I don't like
That's
it.
terrible. That's terrible promotion, though. That is.
That is.
You know. Oh, fair enough. I haven't had time to go on the internet, or much, and maybe I could have found out if I'd have checked. But there's nothing that's been on the telly. There's nothing that's come on my subscriptions about this fight. Do you know what I mean? So.
Well, Michael Montero tweeted today that based on how much they are paying both fighters, the pay-per-view should make about 350,000 views just to cover all the purses. So, can this fight make more than 350,000 pay-per-view buys?
I think so.
Yeah,
just because
Pacquiao, yeah,
and Pacquiao, yeah.
I think Pacquiao's got a cult following that they would buy. They'd see it. They'd watch him fight Paulie Malignaggi and pay for it. So yeah, I think he could do for it.
Hey, Bucho.
Yeah.
You wanna see something real funny? Can you post it on? Can you bring up the pictures if I tell you something real funny?
Well, send it on.
You compare. No, just if you want. I mean, it's up to you. You know how you compare BDA compares Jaime Munguia to Goro?
Yeah.
From Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Look up remember the movie Kickboxer?
Which one?
Don't laugh. The Kickboxer.
Don't tell me Pacquiao did the Van Damme split.
No. Remember the movie Kickboxer, Mucho?
Yeah.
Remember the movie Kickboxer?
Yeah.
The looks exactly like Jaime Munguia. My brother the website compares. It's really fucking funny, man. Tang Po, the kickboxer, looks exactly like Jaime Munguia. He sent me a side-by-side comparison. I was like, what the fuck?
I know I know what you mean.
I'm putting it on.
You should bring it up on the. It's funny, yeah.
Is that one?
I'm not kidding. Try to find a good picture.
Check the screen.
The kickboxer in Jaime Munguia from Tijuana.
Check your screen. Let me know if this is this guy.
Yeah, by the way, we should change our group name from Goro's Lair to Jaime's Lair.
Yeah.
Next time we're talking about Canelo v. Khan, Gonzalo can use the Ghost movie as an analogy.
No, it's just always interesting. You know, when I listen to BDA, I'm relaxing. I'm going to sleep. I'm waking up. I'm drinking my coffee. It's just entertaining sometimes to hear, put things into perspective. But sometimes it's hard for me to say something and put my words together. But I kind of knew what I wanted to say. But
no, we're just laughing.
Just joking around.
We're just playing, mate. We're just
don't worry.
Gonzalo, your analogy. Your Star Trek one. I thought you was going to start saying that Pacquiao was going to come with a Dr. Spock strategy.
All right, we have McGregor on the line. Hold on. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we are full now because McGregor is here. I think we have 9 people. So, if anybody else tries to join, they won't be able to. So, if you can't, message me and I'll open a second hangout. I think it's gonna
look
work.
on the bright side. Look on the bright side. It means boxing style, can't.
Yeah. No, well, he texted me. He's at the fight, right? So he said he's gonna be keeping us posted.
He's still right now. Yeah, he's at the fight.
Yeah. He's probably drunk as fuck right now.
I don't see Pacquiao knock him out in the middle of the ring instead of Broner.
What's up, McGregor?
What boxing style's not telling us really? He's only at the fight to sell the hot dogs on the stall.
That's all you're gonna hear. He's gonna be chasing women and shit. They're scaring them.
Hey, burgers and hot dogs made with prime Armenian beef.
I give $4 million just to be able to take a piss without it hurting.
All right. What's up, McGregor?
Yeah, what's up? How's it going?
What's happening, McGregor?
All right.
Not much, man. Like, I'm absolutely plastered already.
Jesus Christ.
You're
not gonna make it to the main event.
Looking gayer than ever. What the fuck is that picture?
But you know what, right? I may look gay, but I don't mind the picture. So if it means I'm
I
gay,
mean,
I'll
you may
fucking
look
go.
gay, and your intro is you eat a lot of ass, and you never specified which.
McGregor, I think you'll find that. You may be
my.
pissed, bro. You may be pissed, bro, but I think it was a few shows ago we were talking about this shit with women, bro. So we know that ain't true.
Yeah,
Cameron goes to Freddie Mercury. Cameron goes to Freddie Mercury theme parties.
Yeah, man.
Did you not check the chat, bro? I was sending some fucking good screenshots in the chat last night, bro. I can hit that shit up.
Jesus.
Hey, Cameron, did you go to a doctor yet?
I was.
Huh?
Did you go to a doctor? Did you go see a doctor yet?
No, I did a chlamydia. I actually
Are you
positive? No lie. I actually did. No lie. I actually did a chlamydia test today. So I got to send that shit off.
Are you nervous? How nervous are you?
I don't know, man. I probably might not pass this one, believe me.
Oh no.
Hey, Stu, you know who the twins? You know who the twins, Ronnie and Donnie are? The Siamese twins. Ronnie and Donnie, the conjoined twins.
No, I don't
They're
know.
conjoined twins. They're like 50 years old and they're joined together at the hip.
Oh yeah.
Two twins are conjoined. Yeah, they used to do performances here in the circus in Tijuana when I was a little kid. I saw them, but they're old now. They traveled all around the world. It turns out one of them is gay. One of them is gay. There's a picture of him and the boyfriend, and they're conjoined. They're conjoined twins. One of them is gay, but they only have but. I was reading it.
What?
I was reading it in there.
Wait, let Gonzalo finish, please. Let him finish now. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yo, who's this dude? Who's this dude? I don't think I've ever spoken to this dude.
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Who's this?
They're conjoined twins, and the guy's kissing Ronnie. I guess Ronnie and Donnie. He's kissing them, but the other one's looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, brother?" Like he's got this crazy look, and they're conjoined, and one of the twins is kissing his gay lover.
I have a serious question about that. A serious question. If one of them has a wank, does that count as incest?
Ah.
No, but the thing is, they only have one asshole, though.
Fucking Christ, man!
Have one asshole. Do they have two dicks? That's a much more important question.
Fucking hell.
So wait. They got one asshole, then they're sharing one dick. There'll be a problem.
Yeah. So if one of them has a wank, the other one's getting raped by his twin.
I'd love to fuck two women conjoined.
No, you don't, man. Shut up, man. Are you serious?
Okay. Cameron. Yeah.
Did anyone see the Andrade fight?
Wait, let McGregor get in. It sounds like he's going to say something. Go ahead, McGregor.
No, I was just saying.
Oh, everybody dropped.
Your use of the word quote-unquote faggot is extremely offensive to me.
We're gonna get banned because we're talking about conjoined twins.
Quags in the chat says Cam's pausing right. Look, I don't know that shit. I'll let you know when the results come back.
Cameron is nervous as fuck, man. Probably sweating.
I don't give a fuck, man. We're gonna die one day. So
you will die of AIDS.
Cameron, I think I told you. I think I told you the story when I got myself tested, right? Because I was about to have my second child, right? And I was like, oh shit, man, I've been doing a lot of fucking. I've been doing like some really nasty fucking lately. I was like, oh man.
Chris Gonzalez in the chat. You know what? I've had enough of this guy. Chris Gonzalez, when Karen walks in the room, even a goldfish stops swimming. This fucking prick. This guy's been going in on me all fucking show, man. Fucking hell.
But when you hear like, everything's fine. When they come up to you and be like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm like, oh shit, are you serious? Yeah. I like you question though. You're like, no, you sure there's like nothing wrong with me, right? Oh yeah, you're perfectly healthy, man.
Oh man.
See, Cameron. So if you look at Cameron, I'm looking at your picture and I reckon it's your Joseph Fritzl Benjamin that you've got. I reckon it's in there. And I think the person that took the photograph is the woman that you've kidnapped.
Does anybody watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Nah, that's
no, I'm not gay.
Is it just me, or does Cameron look a little bit like Joseph Fritzl mixed with Big Fat Sam from Game of Thrones?
Let's make a deal. Right, do you know what? Fuck this, man.
You know who Bucho looks like?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm impressed you get that much pussy, man. Well done.
Listen, jealousy's a bitch, mate. You know what I mean?
I am jealous. I'm drunk too. What's the point in lying?
Oh, I love when Brits go at it. Go
I was
ahead,
watching
go
a
fight.
movie the other day, and you know who you look like? Bucho, you look like Michael Peña. You know Michael Peña? The
Michael
Mexican guy
Peña?
from the Chips.
McGregor, right? So I'd say that picture. I made a new Tinder profile after. I got so much fucking matches on that shit, man. Honestly, girls were lapping that picture up.
That's well done, man. I mean, I don't need to go on Tinder, but good for you.
It's a numbers game, man.
Cameron, hey, you guys ever looked at my picture and wonder what I'm doing? I'll give you a hint. I'm coming.
Hey guys, can you see my
Cameron's picture looks just like Cameron's
Captain,
picture
what are you
looks
trying to
just.
say, man?
Hey guys,
I'm trying to get a fucking word in edgewise.
Oh, go ahead.
Go on, Cap.
I said Cameron's picture looks like the last thing a woman sees before the roofing all kicks in.
You know what, man? How about you? How do I mute? Do you know what, Captain?
like you're zooming now, Captain Hood.
No, you can stay muted as well. Captain, Captain, right? You can stay your ass muted, man. Captain can stay muted, right? Look, let's get back onto boxing. So I've had nothing fucking slander.
Who the fuck is this guy?
That's Cameron.
You know what I'm talking about? Michael Peña. You look like him, the guy from the movie Chips.
All I want to know is who the fuck
That's
is
not
that,
true,
bro?
man. Bucho looks like Antonio Banderas when he's playing the cat inside that track movie.
What I confirm is this picture does very well outside this podcast that I've got up, so I'm not having this picture on the podcast going forward.
Hey, Stu.
Cameron,
that's a good idea.
That smile, Cameron, it looks like it's one of them smiles where you've just realised that's a date rape. You gave that guy
Hey, what are you?
Fuck yourself.
What are you, Cameron? Like a light heavyweight? If you were a boxer, what would you be? What would you be if you're a boxer?
If I cut weight, I'd probably be middleweight, 160 if I cut weight. I'll walk around.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
5'11" middleweight.
Oh, you'd be a big fucking. What do you say? Middleweight? Yeah. No,
I'll walk around about 185, I'd say.
185?
Yeah, I'd walk around 185.
And you think you could go? You think you go? You think you could go?
Yeah, man, I could cut 25 pounds.
Pucho hats up.
What?
Pucho, what is that?
You didn't see it?
I look like Kelly Pavlik.
Recognise, if I've got AIDS, I'll be cutting out to fucking fight Rungvinside at some point.
Hey,
so
yeah, might as well.
Well, you guys couldn't see what I was posting?
Yeah,
that was scary when you were supposed
honestly, Freddie screen.
It's gonna be Cameron soon, man. If he doesn't.
Oh shit! I gotta tell you guys. I'm gonna send it to you, Bucho. Something that I found on Cameron.
Okay.
I want to go back to boxing talks. To be fair, yeah. And I usually don't want to talk boxing. No, I'm really fucking running now.
We'd rather talk about your test that you had the other day. Was it
it's fucking horrendous. You fucking had to piss in the box, fucking get 9mm of piss in this fucking tube to send off. It was a fucking joke. Fucking syringe that shit out.
Are you guys doing predictions?
When you walked in there, didn't the receptionist look at you and say, "Oh, you dirty little bastard"?
I ordered it. Bro, I ain't that fucking. I ordered it online. I ain't going to fucking clean it up, I mean.
Oh,
the receptionist looked him up and down and goes, fuck the hell with it. Don't even bother. Yeah, you got it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Cameron looks like the type of shady bastard who goes into a sperm clinic and asks the receptionist behind the counter, does she ever take her work home with her?
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the predictions.
Go back to drinking. Cheers.
Nah, man, I'm too busy going in. This is too easy.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it, man. You know what I mean? I enjoy the burger.
Huh?
I said, you got any more? I'm enjoying this.
Fucking hell.
Any more? A little bit downs in the face. Don't know why you're shirtless because you got a gut going on.
McGregor, look. McGregor, show us your face, man. Let's see what you look like.
Mate, there's a reason I don't have my face
there
on
you go,
here.
then.
I look like an absolute horse's arsehole, but I'm not stupid enough to show it.
Listen, man. Look, That got me a lot of fucking attention. If I'd rather get if it means I get slain on this podcast, then I fucking take it. You know what I mean?
Man, it would get me a lot of attention too. We'd go to prison.
Nah, man. Listen, the amount of fucking people that comment on that fucking picture, fucking boosting my ego, man.
I don't just turn it down.
Honestly, Cameron, you've got that real creepy smile, man. Honestly,
Cameron,
I'll say something positive. I'll say something positive. Yeah.
Go to the hangout.
I think your tattoo is absolute class, pal. Your tattoo is class.
Yeah, the rest of it, I agree. The gut is horrendous, man. That is fucking bad. I'll just be fucking eating loads of shit.
Tattoo is class. The lad it's attached to, not so much. Because I know what he's into. He can't be class.
All right, first of all, Steven, no, Carl. Oh, it's Carl, the great Carl. He says stop banter, and then I'm looking at what Recognize posted. What the fuck is that shit?
Is that not Cameron? That's not Cameron?
Can we post this? No,
I don't know if you could, but that's definitely Cameron, brother.
What the fuck are you doing, boys? Come on now.
Go to the chat. Go to the chat. Cameron,
What chat?
Can I get the thoughts of Stu and Cameron on something real quick? How do you guys feel about this PB?
Wait a minute. It was. I'm sure it was Pavel. He changed the name of the group chat to Kangdom.
I didn't see that. Yeah, he did.
Recognize you really are a piece of work.
Well, listen, man. I'm just saying that's a classic right there. That's you.
Do you know what? Right. I reckon I might go. After this podcast, I'm going to join Low Place in this podcast. Fucking.
Low Place won't let you on, man.
No, to be fair, I ain't got a towel. I need a towel to get on this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta get naked.
He's already halfway there. He's already in the uniform.
You have a good point. Yeah.
All right.
No, but I want to get the thoughts. I want to get the thoughts of Stu and Cameron on how do you guys feel about the fact that we have this fight for free tonight on ITV4?
Well, it's got to be a good thing, isn't it? You know, you don't want to pay for everything in life, do you? It's free things are quite nice now and again, aren't they? So, yeah. I mean, anyone that's willing to box behind. I'm not one of these. I'm not one of these fanboys that get behind promotions. I'm a matchroom guy. Fuck Frank Warren and everyone else. I like boxing, so I don't even have a problem with Heyman. To be honest with you, as long as he puts on decent fights and I don't have to pay for him, then it's all good. But the fights he puts on in America, I wouldn't. Most of them I wouldn't pay for. I'll be honest with you.
To me, it might be hard in terms of the UK shows this year unless we get something good to actually beat this. And the only reason I say that is because we Badu Jack versus Marcus Brown, good fight, Pac Brown, a good fight, and we get it for free. Everything else is going to be subscription based unless Channel 5 pull out some shit fight, which they always do. So,
do you guys actually get those? Do you guys actually get those fights for free, or is it like an equivalent to HBO that we have over here, where it's a paid subscription? Is it part of your cable bill?
It's paid subscription. So, for example, Sky Sports normally put their major fights on Sky Sports box office, but then other than that, you actually have to subscribe to Sky Sports, which is £40 a month, £40 or $60 a month. But you get a lot of different things. But you'll probably only get one fight every 6 weeks, one fight card, and it's normally a next generation card like Josh Kelly, Joe Cardina, Lewis Ritson, all that bullshit. And BT Sports, they're so infrequent with boxing, it doesn't even matter at this stage. And that's £24 per month. So mostly your boxing is on pay-per-view, which means this is actually one of the best things I've seen coming on to UK television in a long time for free, because it's a pay-per-view card in America, and we're getting it for fucking free.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm actually wondering how Recognize found that GIF.
I've just made the ultimate mistake. The fucking girl sent me a Snapchat. No, a fucking girl sent me a Snapchat.
You think
Her
that's
and her
me?
mate, right? And, a girl just fucking sent me, right?
It's fucking Karen, I mean.
A girl just sent me a fucking Snapchat, right? Of her and her mate in this fucking club, and I went, "Your mate's fit." She fucking blocked me. Fuck's sake. That mate is fit, honestly. Fucking freezing that all the way, but fucking hell, why block me for that?
Lads, now we know why he has so many matches, but he's spending the fucking Saturday night with us. No game.
I never got Saturday nights aren't my thing anymore, man. Fucking hell, I used to pie up way too much.
No game. That was an autistic response.
Cam, you deserve to be blocked for having that creepy smile on your face.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah, you should have been blocked.
Fuck it,
this is the beginning.
That picture looks like you're like whenever they took it, you were admiring like a sex toy collection or something.
I was admiring my own fucking reflection, bro. That's what I was admiring. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Look in the mirror every day and I think, what a fucking hunk. My fucking mum and dad, how the fuck they breed me?
No.
Hey, you know when I was talking about Patel looking in there? No, who was it I was talking about? Yeah, Patel looking in the mirror.
Yeah, Patel. That fucking
Cameron does that when he goes past the mirror. He just looks, glances, sees a mirror, stops, puts his fingers up, and goes, "Chop, man."
Cameron's the kind of guy passes the mirror.
Chop,
he says, "Who's better looking than you?" Guys,
yeah, and the mirror responds is shattering.
This fucking podcast is shambles.
The title should be called Roasting.
Fucking should be roasting me, yeah.
Roasting Cameron podcast. That's what the title's going to be. Why have I got?
What the hell is that guy?
Why have I got fucking
a creepy smile, man.
Genuinely looks he's on the register, no doubt.
Why is Ainsley Harriott on my screen?
I'm not gonna joke. That's just the greatest picture of all time. Like, you know, he's looking over a baked potato or something, but he really looks like he's about to rape someone.
Hey, recognize, remember Radish Rick Rude, the wrestler, and Mr. Wonderful?
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
I used to do that. That used to be my signature moves when I used to talk to girls. I used to go behind, two hands behind my back and push my waist around and say, "Yeah, baby."
I remember when.
If you saw like a real shady van pull up to like a children's playground, and some guy's like trying to peddle candy, the picture that Cameron has on his profile, that's the face you expect to see.
Do you know what, right? Look.
Wait a second.
I bet there's jelly babies in his pocket.
Do you know what, right? This is a fucking shambles.
Just come on in. That's how he's picturing it. Got his hands folded.
Cameron, it's all McGregor's fault.
Yeah, it's all McGregor. Fuck McGregor. I don't mute you.
Yeah, go get him.
Fucking stay muted, you prick. There you go.
Oh man.
Hey, you think Adrian Broner has to? You think Adrian Broner's got to shave that big ass beard he carries?
I don't know what the rules are. From what I remember, man, those rules, you can't have a beard that big. That's insane.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, Cameron?
Cameron! That's like his next picture.
Why doesn't he get muted when the last 3 people who roasted you in a row weren't me?
Credit there, with you.
You started it, McGregor. You came on and talked about my picture. Everybody started fucking chiming in.
We all know Cameron hates the Irish, so you say it.
Is he Irish? Yeah, fuck the Irish. He's gone off now, thank fuck.
You pissed him off, man.
Look, I actually want boxing style back on the show. You know what I mean?
I want boxing style.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Fucking Shepherd's son says the FBI might visit Cam's place if they listen to the show. Yeah, they might be fucking. Yeah.
Hey, anyway, I bet Tank Davis wants Broner to shave his beard. That's for sure.
All right, guys. Let me remind you of the predictions that we had. Broner Pac-Man. So, Boxing Style
Sorry,
said...
Booch, I always wanted to mute you.
No, you can't mute me, man.
Did you just mute? Did you just mute Bucho?
Just muted Bucho for a laugh, man. I'm fucking sorry.
How can you mute me, man?
God damn, man.
That's right, man.
He can't say anything. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no, he's
Bucho.
muting me. He's muting me.
Yeah.
Yo, what's the point of this shit? So if I'm the host, I can't... All right.
He's muting me now.
You guys sound like Stuart's Wi-Fi.
Bucho, stop. Bucho, stop.
You're muting yourself, man. McGregor's muting him. Oh, my God.
It's not Bucho. It's not
McGregor,
Bucho.
fuck yourself, boy.
What is this shit? What's the point?
You muted me, Bucho, at one point, no?
Yeah, but then McGregor muted him.
Yeah, there you go, then.
All right. No more muting. This is the stupidest thing ever. So what's the point of sharing controls? Oh, my God.
No, you can't. I realised the other day that you don't actually need to share controls. We can all just mute each other whenever we want.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Like this. You see McGregor there, look. I can just mute him like that. It's good.
Yeah, but that doesn't make fucking sense, man. Anyways.
It's the power. It's all about the power.
Anyways, all right, predictions. Boxing Style said Pacquiao wins in the 8th round. Cameron said Pacquiao 9th round. Recognize the Matrix said Pacquiao by unanimous decision, and there will be a knockdown. Stu said Pac-Man unanimous decision. Abstract Boxing said Pac-Man unanimous decision, but there might be a controversy. Who else didn't give us his predictions? Let's go with Captain Hook.
Yeah, I got Broner getting knocked down in the middle rounds, and then it's a split decision at the end because Broner picks it up at the end and steals rounds.
So, but Pacquiao wins, right?
That's racist.
That's correct.
All right, split decision. Who else? Let's go with McGregor.
Fucking hell, some racists in the chat right now, though. Fucking hell. New Day says Pacquiao wins round 1 KO. Fucking hell.
Oh, and another prediction, by the way, and we'll see if I'm right. Every time Broner gets hit, he shakes his head no like a jack off. Every time.
All right.
Yeah.
McGregor?
Jonathan Davis will be jacking off every time Broner lands a punch for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
All right, McGregor, go ahead. Give us your prediction.
Pacquiao, 9th round stoppage TKO.
Stealing my pick. See, I'm good for something.
All right.
I don't know what round you picked.
9th round.
Yeah, 9th.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Change it?
Well, it makes sense.
The Quacks in the chat says Pacquiao 9th round TKO. Broner is a slow starter and he'll take too much damage. All right. Since he donated, I'm gonna put him in the list.
Is there anyone in the chat that can give me a little fucking donation as a sort of a sympathy fucking thing for the way I've been treated on this show today?
Well, if you test positive,
a compensation.
If Cameron tests positive, let's give him some donations. All right. Well, we'll have to.
Set up a GoFundMe page.
I would, but I've already capped out on my monthly donations for charity, man. So
that's okay, man.
I'll be
right.
fucking charity at some point, man. Fucking.
I'll get to in February.
Pavel, give us your prediction.
Pacquiao's gonna win by unanimous decision, and the fight is gonna play out, I think, in the first half of the fight. Both sides will be active, but after the 6th round, it's gonna be slowly. The fight is gonna be more like of a Pacquiao show. He's gonna slowly dominate Adrian Broner to a decision, I think.
Okay, so I got you for unanimous decision. Official boxing scorecard. Can you give us your prediction, please?
Yeah, man. I'd say something similar as recognize. I think Pacquiao is going to decision him, maybe score 1 or 2 knockdowns, and then in the 11th and 12th round, I'd imagine Broner would press more action.
Get rid of that Akan Adder in the chat, by the way, posting those fucking shitty links again.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Where are these coming from tonight?
I don't know.
Fucking load places sends some fucking weird shit on the channel.
Okay, so official. Oh, he's gone now. What the hell did he say? He said Pacquiao by what?
He said Pacquiao by decision.
No, he said Pacquiao by decision.
Yeah, but unanimous.
A knockdown or two.
Official. Pacquiao by unanimous or majority decision or split?
Well, normally it should be unanimous decision, but I don't know if there's going to be some factor with the judges. But normally I'd say the UD.
Okay, Gonzalo.
The fuck is that?
My boxing brain is telling me Pacquiao 2 knockdowns, unanimous decision, but this is kind of a little bit of wishful thinking, just to be a little different. I say Broner doesn't come out for the 10th round, claiming he has a bicep injury or a hand injury, but really he's quitting. That's what he's gonna do. He's really quitting, but he's gonna claim that he has an injury to kind of save his career.
So TKO 10?
Save what career? Save what career?
Well, yeah, good point. All right, so Gonzalo,
well, another big money fight. He doesn't come out for the 10th round.
Okay. So that's all right. Got it. Hey guys.
So, yeah.
I have a question. You know, we were talking about who Al Haymon wants. Well, who is Al Haymon favorite? Jesus. Who does he favor? It's not like a retard. Who does he want to favor in this fight? All right. So, what if this fight is a draw? So both guys. No.
There's not going to be a draw. I don't think. After previous fights,
they're setting up the Mayweather rematch. So it won't be a draw.
All right.
There's no way he's giving Pacquiao a 20 million guarantee, and this is going to be a fucking draw.
No, Pacquiao's be fighting Floyd again at some point this year, man.
Wait a second. Pacquiao's getting 20 million for this fight? You sure about
guarantee,
that?
20 million guaranteed, yeah.
Well,
if that's a draw, I mean, you can count the...
That was on...
Go on.
Go on, Stu.
No, go on.
I wasn't saying anything.
I think it's McGregor.
Somebody else, yeah.
If that fight's a draw, I mean, you could count the people that want to watch the rematch on an amputated hand. You just watch it.
Fucking hell.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm reading here on Twitter, Michael Montero is saying that both fighters' purses combined equals $13.5 million. So,
yeah.
Where's the 20
Michael
million?
Montero credible?
No, he's a YouTube guy.
Well, the official documents, it's 10 million for Pac and 2.5 for Broner. If you don't count in the pay-per-view numbers.
All right. Yeah, you're right. There's an additional fee, but anyways.
That's the worst discussion, guys. This is one thing I've always had. I just like watching the fights. You know when people start talking to me about fucking politics and business and how much people get, I'm like, I don't give a fuck how much they get. Like,
yeah, right. Like,
yeah, you're right, man. Well, I don't know. This is pointless.
I know I'm not getting any of that. So.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. I mean,
actually, if you're paying for the fight, you're losing fucking money. So fuck it, man. All right.
Yo, Mayweather be making money. This guy be making money.
Smart.
Like, do you get any of that? You get any of that?
He's smart though. He's a smart businessman, savvy businessman.
That's exactly. That's
yeah. Hey guys,
sorry, man, I was yawning, man. Guys,
Lomachenko, Anthony Crolla.
Oh god,
might go to a purse
boxing get any worse in a minute? Fuck.
Wait, are they really fighting?
Yeah.
Purse bids on February 4th or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I don't know.
Shit fight.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, the only good thing is we get to see Lomachenko fight in the UK, but fuck, that's it.
Oh, he's gonna be in the UK?
Oh no, I mean it depends, doesn't it? I mean, unless the zone put in a ridiculous amount of fucking money, but other than that, Top Rank will win it, won't they? Probably though, in ESPN and shit. But now Anthony Crolla's gonna get fucking badly hurt in that fight.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a joke.
Crolla's shot.
Well, you get no props for that though. I don't care how bad Lomachenko might hurt him. He's not gonna get any props for that.
We're gonna see the Lomachenko fucking old in this fight.
And you know what? The bad thing about that is everybody's gonna be talking it up on the LDBC about what kind of opponent he's facing and that's
cherry picker.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but meanwhile, these guys would support some fucking cherry pick for fucking Tank Davis, some guy that's that's been knocked out and beat a few times. Mares to fight Tank Davis. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but Lomachenko is a pound for
People can't
pound.
even say it's a cherry pick. What the fuck? He was having a
What is
fucking car
that?
accident. The fuck
Move,
is going on?
sucker. Keep moving. Sorry.
Oh, every time Recognise is on this thing, I can hear things like sirens and shit. I always think 9/11's happened again or something in the background. Fuck man.
Hey.
Recognise, you muted yourself.
Yeah. He's getting attacked by New York hobos.
They can't really say. What I was saying was they can't really say Lomachenko's cherry picking because Crawler's a mandatory
Fucking idiot.
challenger.
I'm not gonna fucking move.
What's going on?
No, I was parking. Some fucking guys like, yo, move your fuck out of my face. Get out of here. You need to see me say I'm not getting out of my car. I'm not gonna move out of this parking space. These guys are crazy.
That's X getting out of hospital, bro. That's what X is back on the street.
Damn, you should have let him talk, man.
I miss that guy, man. X is never around anymore.
Hey, Recognize.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
What
I
happened?
gotta calm down.
Talk to us. Go on.
He's been in hospital for ages.
Go ahead, Recognize.
No, I'm fine. I just, you know, when somebody's like just being annoying, they think for whatever reason they think you're gonna move out of the parking spot so they can park. They can come in. And so this guy's like, I'm like, you do that one more time, I'm gonna kill you. Like, don't do it again. Lost my temper there a little bit.
Recognizable friends kill anybody that isn't called Miguel Cotto, basically.
Yeah, that's the only person I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't touch Miguel Cotto. All 5'6" of him.
All right.
I don't like Adrian Broner. He reminds me of like an elf, like the leader of a elf clan or a clan or something. Maybe not like the top guy, but like a villain. You know.
I think. Yeah, do you mean I think you mean Ewoks from Star Wars?
Something like that.
You get a Star Wars analogy in a minute.
A black elf. What the hell is that, man? A black elf.
This podcast has been fucking weird tonight, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about black elves.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That reminds me of Adrian Broner with the beard.
That looks more like fucking Leonard Ellerby, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what? I've never seen Leonard Ellerby without his glasses.
Nah, neither have I,
since,
actually.
You know.
He sleeps with him all night. A legend does it.
Yeah.
Legend does it. He showers with him as well.
But his nostrils are pretty impressive, man. Holy fuck. Look at that shit.
Good size those nostrils, man. Fucking hell.
This guy never gets tired.
His nose is fucked, isn't it? What the fuck is his nose? Jesus Christ. Just say that guy's nose. It's not Daniela Westbrook's nose.
No, she hasn't got a nose.
No, she has, bro. She has. She's fucking had it redone, isn't she, and shit.
It's just got a fucking hole there as a nose, man.
Yeah, you should type in Daniela Westbrook nose picture. It's fucking hilarious.
Who?
Oh, mate, disgusting.
Daniela Westbrook.
She sniffed that much coke, her fucking nose fell off.
She had one nostril, basically. That's how much coke she snorted.
Daniela what?
Westbrook.
Hey, so what do you think?
Westbrook.
Okay.
Nose. Westbrook.
Oh, God.
Nose. Type in nose.
Is that it?
Google.
No, there's a picture of her with no nostril, bro. Type in nose.
What the fuck is that face, man? What's wrong with that girl's face?
Type in Daniela Westbrook nose. It'll come up with a fucking thing.
You know what kind of face she looks like? She looked like somebody came in her mouth.
The second one, bro. Second one. The second
Nah,
picture.
not that one.
Hi, what's the second?
Oh, look at it, man.
Who the hell
Hey,
is this?
Bucho, Google Artie Lang.
Yeah, what about Artie Lang?
Artie Lang. I know.
Oh, yeah, his nose. His nose got fucking loose.
You get your cock up her nose, man. You get your cock up Daniela Westbrook's nose.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's nothing. Artie Lang, man.
Yeah, his nose got all fucked up, man.
You want to see what fucking coke does to a nose?
Artie Lang's nose. Yeah. Look
Artie.
at that.
A-R-T.
Oh, Artie.
Look at the one above that. The one above that. That's the way he's got his top up.
That's it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's a sick fucking nose, bro.
Hey, that's gangrene of the nut.
Serious. That's
If you punch that nose, if you punch that nose, you're gonna break your hand.
Hey, that's an old photo too. That's worse than that, bro.
If I saw that guy walking down the alleyway, I'd turn around and walk
Hey,
direct.
that is serious. Hey, that is serious abuse. To make
Yo, what is that?
He did cut it, bro.
How much
Artie
coke
Lang
was he
looks like.
smoking?
Oh no, a lot. He was.
Oh, look at that.
Look, that one. That's the one. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand if somebody, if he said, "Look, somebody broke my nose," and I can understand that. But for it to look like that because of coke, damn, how much coke was he?
A lot, bro. He was on the Stern show. He was making like crazy money. Like I want to say it was, I don't know, millions of dollars. This guy was making.
He was pretty funny on the Howard Stern show.
Hilarious. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
But then he's just a dude from New Jersey on the street, and he got all that money, man. And just a troubled dude, man.
I get a lot of my humor from him, like that fucking. Remember when him and Eric the Midget used to go at it?
Oh yeah.
Those, and then Howard went all PC. He went all liberal. He doesn't even play Artie's bits anymore. They were if you guys want to hear the best thing ever, it's the high pitch Mike Disney story. When Artie Lang started ragging on this gay kid for going to, because he wouldn't admit that he was gay on the show.
Disneyland.
They found out. Yeah, they found out the kid went to Gay Week at Disneyland, and Artie fucking blasted him, bro. It was great. It's the funniest shit you'll ever hear.
If you punch that nose, it would explode. It's deflated.
Oh my god, I wouldn't even want to touch him. That nose, like, if he'd be like, "Come on, motherfucker, let's fight," I'd be like, "No, can't fight you." Why? You're a pussy? No, I just don't want to. I don't want my hands touching that face.
I would let out like a high pitched girlish scream if I saw that guy in a fucking alley, dude. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
All right, now you guys can see the chat. So
we're
all one big family now.
Okay, let's see what people are saying. Fight Scout, they had a picture of Juan Manuel Marquez going to the hospital to get his nose fixed, and it looked worse than Artie Lang. He's talking about when he knocked out Pacquiao.
Yeah.
He couldn't breathe. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't breathe anymore. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to quit." So he said it on a Spanish. I think I told you guys this. I happened to be Bucho. I happened to be on, the Telemundo, right? You know Telemundo.
Yeah.
Okay. Just after the fight happened, I just happened to just be on that channel, and here comes Marquez. I swear to God, I try to look for this interview everywhere, and he's talking to this lady. I think she's Mexican or whatever, and she's like, how do you feel about this victory? And he said, just like this. I translated what he said to this. He said that punch was my last punch. I literally cannot breathe. He said, I can't breathe while I'm doing this interview. She's like, wow, okay, Marquez. And he's with a smile on his face. She's like, good luck with everything. He said with a smile on his face, thank you. And he just kept going.
Yeah, I think the reason Pacquiao was coming in so hard when he got knocked out was because he had Marquez in trouble, and he was going in there to try to finish his ass off.
Yeah,
dude, he
Marquez threw that fucking bomb, dude. That was crazy.
When Marquez dropped him the first time, Pacquiao started giving him a beating. It was like little stiff arm, fast, short punches, and he was breaking him up. He started to break Marquez up.
I do know that when Pacquiao got knocked out, I thought the guy was fucking dead, like legitimately, like that. That was, and then we were talking about it yesterday. I was like, we wouldn't even be talking about him and Broner if this was pre-Marquez. If that knockout never happened, he may have been a much different fighter even at this age. I think that really affected him, man. I don't see how it couldn't, dude. And that was fucking devastating.
Maybe it affected the mental. You know what I'm saying? I think it affected his mental. You're talking about Pacquiao when he got knocked out, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about like his sharpness in the ring. I know he's a professional. I know he's world class, but that's gotta affect you, man, to get fucking blasted like that, dude.
He was out for like 5 minutes or something. I mean, it wasn't just a knockout. He was.
Go back and watch that shit, man. It was like I was watching it live, and I thought he was dead, dude. When he hit the canvas.
Even Marquez kept looking. He went to to the corner and started celebrating. But then he kept looking back, going like, okay, this guy's not getting up, you know what I mean? And he even said it after the fight. He's like, at some point I started getting concerned that the guy wasn't fucking getting up.
Even in the arena, they weren't even going crazy. It was concern, man. Like, whoa, this guy might be really hurt, man. It was bad.
Yeah, for sure he had an effect on Pacquiao. I don't see how he can't. And that's when Mayweather started, to be interested in a fight with Pacquiao. Or after Pacquiao.
That was blood in the water to Mayweather, brother. That was fucking blood in the water.
Mm-hmm. I seen the chat saying that Pacquiao versus Marquez saga was amazing, just like Wilder versus Fury. Listen, Wilder versus Fury, I don't know if it was an exciting fight. The 12th round was exciting, but the rest of the fight wasn't that good.
Yeah, you just can't compare with Marquez versus Pacquiao. I mean, when Pacquiao got knocked down for the first time, and like Rakana said, when he started beating on him, it was crazy. Cannot compare with Wilder Fury.
No.
I enjoyed the fight, but cannot come close to that fight.
I agree. It doesn't come close. John Doe in the chat says that Wilder versus Fury isn't a saga. Not yet, anyways. It's true. We only had one fight. All right. Well, what else did I write here? Dimitri Bivol against Joe Smith Jr. March 9th on the Zone. Yeah.
That's a decent fight, I guess.
Yeah. Most of the light heavyweights are on ESPN and the PBC, so for Bivol to have joined the Zone is a bit weird, but we don't know how much money he's getting, so... Oh well, he made that decision. He has an exclusive deal apparently, so you're gonna be seeing Bivol on the Zone from now on.
I'm interested in this Thurman fight next week. I want to see how that plays out.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it should play out one way, but
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Like, to see if he still got it after all this time.
No, I don't think he knocks him out. I don't think you see Lopez getting knocked out by Thurman, man. I don't see that happening at all. You go back and you look at Lopez's fights, man. That's a tough bastard, man. He is, dude. He's say what you will about his fighting style, but if you go back and watch his losses, and when first of all, he got knocked out by Canelo at fucking 154. He had no business even being in that damn ring. So yeah. I have zero fault for it. I'm not going to even talk about that. Who else? Berto put it on him, but that was a horrible stoppage. It was fucking terrible. And it wasn't a knockout. It was just he stunned him. But it was a horrible stoppage.
I forgot about that fight. You're right.
And then there was Maidana, which I mean, fucking Thurman's no Maidana. I don't think he has power like Maidana has. And by the way, that Berto fight, he was winning that fucking fight, man. He was absolutely winning that fight. That's going to be a good fight, man. I'm telling you, that might shake out a lot differently than most people think.
Wow.
So you're expecting a competitive fight? You might be right. Yeah. You might be right. But what is that going to say about Keith? In your opinion, that'll be okay with you, Keith, having a tough fight with Lopez?
I don't take anything. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That was my question.
Yeah, I don't take anything away from it. So Thurman has a competitive fight, still wins, but has a competitive fight. I don't take anything away from him because I think Lopez is a lot tougher than A, he gets credit for, and B, people remember because they're looking at his record. But they're looking at numbers. They're not actually remembering. They're not remembering what the fight was. If that makes any sense, you know.
No, I agree with you. You see, like I look at certain fighters like that. I don't know if I do with Lopez. I got to think more. You know, it's the record usually a lot of times like Emmanuel Augustus. I mean, do we really look at Emmanuel Augustus as one of those guys that were like fucking 21-17? No, he was a little bit better than he was. Put it this way, he was a lot better than 21-17.
Fuck yeah.
For sure.
Okay,
you can't go off one metric. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, in all sports, numbers is just like it could be a story to the player or the fighter, but it's not the only story for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, if that was the only story, then Mayweather's TBE, man. You know.
I think this is a shit fight. I think
shut it down.
I'm expecting
I agree with
Thurman
that.
to destroy Lopez. To be fair, I'll be
To destroy. I mean,
yeah, man. If Thurman doesn't knock him out, I'll be surprised.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. Hey, listen, man. I'm a Thurman. I'm a Thurman fan. I watched him fight Collazo live. I met him, a real nice guy. I met him and a trainer. I'm a Thurman fan for sure, but
I'm a Thurman fanboy, man. Like, I will be honest, I'm a Thurman fanboy. So
I'm not.
I'm biased, man. I love Thurman. I've always loved Thurman, but
hey, listen. I want him to win. I want him to win, but I don't think this is like when people are saying, "Oh, it's a tune-up fight." He's been off for so long. Tune-up fight. Yeah, your ass. Tune-up fight, man. He's going in there with a hard-headed motherfucker, dude. Dude. Maidana, when he fought Maidana, he got put down, I want to say like 3 times, man. Did Maidana put him down 3 times?
Yeah, I think it was 3 times. Or more than once for sure.
I want to say.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to say it was like 3. And I know Canelo put him down a number of times.
5 times.
Yeah, but like you're sitting there getting blasted. You know, Lopez's biggest problem, though, man. So when he fought Berto, he was doing such good work on the body. He's doing real good body work. And he was manhandling Berto. Whenever they'd get in a clinch, go back and watch that shit. He'd get him hooked up and start frustrating the hell out of him because he was manhandling him and he was blasting him to his body. And he was doing great. The only problem is, man, and it's in all of his fights, he backs straight up, dude. He backs straight up, and then that's when he gets clipped. It's in almost all of his knockouts. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, he's very limited.
You guys think Thurman is afraid of Spence?
No, but I think that Thurman knows that he has to be really ready if he ever fights Spence.
Okay, I think that's fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is normal. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, you can't just come out of a fucking layup and fight a guy like Spence. That doesn't mean you're scared. It just means you're smart. Now, if Thurman, after several fights, still doesn't fight Spence, then yeah, of course, then I think we can say that he's scared. Well, not scared. I don't think any boxer is scared, but I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think at that level, these guys are not afraid of each other.
No.
They're just afraid of getting like knocked out of a lineup or something. You know, a status.
Yeah, maybe Thurman choose to fight Spence. He feels
using
like
cocaine, man.
Somebody farting.
Like he's at the end of his career.
Someone sniffing, like rails.
Sorry.
What is it? Oh,
Cameron, did the party start already?
Go ahead, official.
Well, no. I think I said everything. I feel like there's also a probability that Thurman, if he feels like he's not into boxing anymore and he's at the end of his career, that he chooses Spence as a cash-out fight. Not maybe in this year, but in 2 years maybe. It depends on what he's going to look like. But if he sees that he's not in it anymore, he maybe choose to fight him in like 2 years.
I don't know if Keith Thurman's going to last 2 years. I mean, Spence at welterweight. I just think that he's going to get bigger eventually.
Oh well, yeah, that's also, yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's what Keith Thurman is thinking about.
Maybe
he's like, man, I wanna make you like, I'm gonna fight you when you have real hard problems making 147.
Where the quag said Thurman knows Spence is a legit risk, not scared. Thurman can win. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
I have a question, guys. I wanted to ask this, Bucho. I don't know, maybe you know, but John Doe seems to be very fucking popular in the chat. Who is this guy?
Well, he has a channel that's pretty fucking funny, man.
I'll check it out because I see a lot of people talking about this guy. I just never
Yeah,
know why.
he's Nino Gagi's cousin. Nino Gagi has been in the chat.
Who's Nino Gagi's cousin?
John Doe.
John Jones?
No, John.
Is John Doe the guy? Is the guy with the heavy accent that does all the videos?
I posted one of his videos in the chat, in the Hangout chat.
Yeah, his videos are good.
Yeah.
I like his videos.
Wait, you saying John Jones? Oh, he just calls himself John Jones.
No, John Doe. DOE.
Oh, John Doe. I got you. Okay.
It's in the chat. It's not John Jones.
John Doe's the one that's on the videos fucking destroying cigarettes while he's doing fight weekends.
He's fucking chain smoking, man.
Let me tell you something, you fucking bunch of fucking racists, okay? Fucking chain smoking. He's great. He does a good job, for real.
Yeah, you guys gotta check him out. I'll post a link in the description. All right. What else?
Can I say something about the welterweights? I mean, it's funny. I was thinking those last couple of days of Spence saying to Thurman that he's on the wrong side of the street. But at the same time, if you take a look at PBC...
Oh.
Take it to the
that was wrong.
I'll say, I've never had so much cock in my life. But before I hit the road, I need my cock sucked.
Yeah,
all right.
What's going on here, man?
I don't know. I'm just testing the thing. All right, we lost. Official. Official is okay. Official, are you there?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that Spence was saying that Crawford is on the wrong side of the street, but the problem is with all of those welterweights at PBC for years, and they are doing nothing. They cannot even make Thurman fight Spence. The only guy that's constantly fighting good welterweights is Sean Porter, and I think they let him fight the other guys because he was there as a stepping stones, but who messed up their plans. The plans to make Broner bigger, to make Danny Garcia bigger. So he's the only guy, but he's not a top level guy. I mean, I like him a lot, but yeah. And I think obviously welterweight division is overrated and too far away from welterweights from 7-8 years ago.
Okay, I'm posting the rankings right now, the Ring Magazine welterweight rankings. So you guys in the chat and in the panel can tell me what you think. Do you think it's a shitty division, overrated division?
Depends on how you.
Okay division.
It's an okay division. Yeah, it's pretty good. You got some pretty.
I think it'd be a much. I think it'd be a much more exciting division if these motherfuckers would fight each other.
Yeah, man. Like Terence Crawford fighting absolute shite. I mean, he's fighting Amir Khan, right? But before, I mean, I want to see Crawford against. Yeah, we want to see Crawford against Spence, Porter. These guys. We want to see Spence, Porter. You know, Thurman, Spence. All these guys need to fight. The top 5 guys there, apart from Pacquiao, I'd say, should be fighting each other.
And who cares about what side of the street you're on? That's what it's all about. You're not supposed to be on the same side of the street. We're supposed to be on opposite sides.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you look at it there, right? Those top 4 welterweights, none of them have fought each other except from Thurman and Porter. So they need to fight.
Yeah, no matter what side of the streets you are, as long as you're willing to make the fights and your promoter is willing to make them. And I think since a couple of months ago when Crawford went to public asking Top Rank to do everything possible to make those fights against PBC guys, well, I saw Bob Arum trying to make those fights, but still nothing. So at least what I'm trying to say is that Bob Arum, okay, he's a piece of shit like any other promoter, but he's trying to make those fights.
Yeah, I think he is trying to make those fights. Although some people will disagree with me.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Does he really want to make the fights? I would say so. He's been in the business for a long time, you know. So I think he knows more about boxing than these other fake ass fucking promoters who used to be in the fucking music industry. Seriously, man.
Yeah, I would think he knows more than him.
Who on earth are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
He wouldn't want to fight. He's old.
And another thing is that look, he doesn't have a huge stable of well-known guys, so he don't have anybody else exciting to fight Crawford in order to make him bigger. So he knows pretty well that he has to make those fights against PBC guys and others in order to make Crawford a bigger star.
Well, he said that he was willing to work with Al Heyman to make a Crawford-Spence fight, but then Spence went on the record to say that he wasn't gonna fight outside Showtime. So that right there is already putting some how do you say it? Like he's not willing to fight. I'm losing my fucking mind here. He's not willing to fight Crawford because he's already saying that he's not gonna fight outside HBO. Why can't you fight outside HBO if the money is correct? If Al Heyman agrees, what's preventing you from fighting outside Showtime?
I don't fight guys that are not my friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same shit, man.
Think about that for a second. You know, think about, we got to be buddies first, and then we can fight. Yeah.
I don't realize how Crawford is ranked. What ranking is he at right now? What number was that?
3. Pacquiao?
3. What I'm saying, no, Crawford. I don't see how Crawford's even ranked. In other words, like he has to take some sort of hit. It's right there in the rules that you got to travel. That's a major check, box to check for you to get your rankings. And how he fights in Omaha. When does he leave? I mean, it's insane, man. You have home field advantage every single fight. It's kind of, I don't know. It may be picky, but it's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
No, I agree. I mean, I think a guy who travels and goes other venues and beats fighters should get more points. But that's all politics, the way they do the rankings.
Yeah, I think it's a major knock.
He's not the only guy.
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying he's number 3 in the rankings, and number 1 isn't even there. So really, number 2, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, but when you come down to it, when you really look at it, how it is, who's at the top of the sport all across the board, pound for pound? You could say it's Lomachenko and Crawford, but I would say more than half would have Crawford on top of the pound for pound division, on top of the pound for pound list. So he is, in one sense, in one regard, like a main player in boxing. He might not be the cash cow, but he is considered a pound for pound.
Wouldn't you agree, though, to be pound for pound, you have to? To say someone's pound for pound number 1. I mean, that is, you have to have a full. You have to be such a well-rounded fighter, and you have to have like everything. I mean, right? You have to travel, man. He never leaves the damn Omaha. It's every fight. It's fucking boring, dude.
That's one criteria. But as far as as boxing skills, I mean, he's well-rounded. He's well-rounded. He's blessed with many with talent. He has many. He has a lot of craft to his game. So, as far as his boxing goes, it's up there. His boxing IQ is high. He's considered pound for pound, and I believe he is the best right now.
Violence News Network said Crawford and Lomachenko are not pound for pound number 1. Maybe top 10, but not number. Well, who's pound for pound number 1?
I got Usyk.
Well, if you go by resumes, there's only a handful of fighters that you can compare.
I got Usyk,
and their resume might not be the greatest. Their resume, Usyk, Usyk, you prove a good point. And as far as who's traveled and all, but if you're gonna compare resumes, a lot of people would say that you need a good resume, but not too many fighters have deep resumes. And if you're gonna look at who has the best resumes, if you might not consider it the best, but you know, who else do you compare to? I mean, Crawford, Lomachenko, Usyk, Canelo. Aside from those fighters, how many top fighters can you name that have real deep resumes? Not too
Hey,
many. That's just
Captain.
the state of the game right now.
Captain Violent said he has Canelo and Golovkin number 1 and 2.
I think that's good. Yeah, no. Listen, it's all subjective. You know, I understand, but and then someone up there
every
said
time
Floyd
that I
never
mention
left either.
Canelo,
The seventh thing wrong with
every
that.
time that I mention Canelo, I have to mention Golovkin. They go hand in hand with me. I don't know for some reason.
Well, and very, very similar people.
Well, Golovkin's got credit, and most people would argue that he, for a fact that he won the first one and the second one, you could give to Canelo, but it was very close. Some say Golovkin won, but the reason that Canelo gets a lot of credit and a lot of people won't argue, I think, because they see as Golovkin as an older fighter, you know, that basically he's on his way out, and if there was a passing of the torch, which was debatable, but ultimately the decision did go to Canelo. Not too many people are throwing a fuss about it, is because, yeah, Golovkin is getting older. But a lot of people are making, a lot of fighters are making a mistake. I mean, but I'm for it. If they want to fight him, them thinking like that they could beat him, even at 37 years old, Golovkin is a tough out. And, you know, for anybody, and it's still questionable in many people's eyes that he did lose the last one, which I'm not disputing. But if you're gonna judge off that, yeah, Golovkin is pound for pound. Golovkin is pound for pound, and
it's definitely hard to make the fight for.
Yeah,
bro, you sound like Oscar De La Hoya. Seriously.
Who sounds like Oscar De La Hoya?
What?
The person.
Hey, Bucho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay, John. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay, sweetheart. I'm okay. I didn't do nothing. You think something? Okay, you're not watching the fight with me?
Yeah, we can hear everything, man.
Yeah, I like that.
It's getting spicy here.
Yeah, my wife was on the way out, and she speaks Ilonggo. She's Filipina, and you know, I just couldn't. I had a hard time establishing communication with her. So, you know, she was on
how does that work?
Yeah, hey, Bucho, I tried to join Patreon.
Yeah,
I tried to join Patreon right now.
She thought you were in trouble or something.
No, I was asking her if she was gonna. No, I just asked her if she's gonna go watch the fight with me, but she's going out on preaching service. She's religious.
Yeah, but you said you said you were
the Pacquiao fight.
She said you were talking.
You were okay. Was she trying to like? She was trying to give you food, wasn't she? That's how those Filipino women do.
No,
always trying to feed somebody.
I borrowed my I had my ATM card, and I was trying to join Patreon, but for some reason they didn't allow me to, and so I gave her the card so she can take out money here at the local ATM. Yeah, but I was trying to join Bucho. Didn't get through. I have to figure it out later.
All right, don't worry about it, man.
But anyway.
So
it's not Dominican.
Yeah, but she is very hospitable, Captain. She's very person.
For sure. Yeah,
she's a very hospitable person.
Back to the pound for pound.
Sorry, go on, man.
You know, you might actually want to get when they're comparing pound for pound number one. I hate to keep on coming back to it, but I did want to ask one more thing. When they're comparing Crawford to Canelo, let's just go. I want to just do a direct comparison because you get too many names going.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
So hard I keep doing.
Okay.
So like if you're going to chalk up Crawford and Canelo, what do you say?
Well, the thing there, Canelo made a real big statement, and he kind of went from maybe the bottom of the pound for. This is all subjective. From the bottom of the pound for pound list, in my eyes, I mean, within the top 10, but maybe like a 9. Some people, I think, the majority would say before the Golovkin fight, because he had that real close fight with Golovkin, but many people believe he lost. It didn't have him above 5, but with this victory, he scaled to many people's opinion, but I can only speak for myself, to like a number three. So for a lot of us to say that now it's now let's compare him to the number one spot. I think he has to do one more impressive performance in order to catapult himself to the top of the pound for pound division, and this would be the fight. This would be the fight. Now you have to see, okay, as far as resume, Canelo has a lot of impressive wins, but if you look at each individual fighter, Miguel Cotto, which was on the end of his career, a close call with Erislandy Lara, which was a few years ago. I mean, but his most recent wins, I mean, yeah, he's up there, but you got to see that Crawford just unified and he moved up to the welterweight division. And many people say, oh, well, this last fighter he fought, he kind of got exposed, but not really. He kind of dominated the fight, whether you call it close or not. In the end, he was able to take him out. So it's the same thing with Lomachenko. I think they're within the 1 and 2, and Canelo was a close 3.
Well, I haven't thought about comparing Crawford to Canelo up till recently when one of the listeners of this show wrote me something about it. But it's interesting because I don't know, Canelo, if you look his box rack, he has a great resume, and is very rounded fighter. I'd say even that he's maybe the most well-rounded fighter in the boxing, but it's arguable. You can even say that he lost his last 2 fights. Before fielding. So, but he has a high ceiling and he's pretty skilled. So I don't know how would I compare them. I don't.
Yeah,
the thing about Canelo.
That's an excellent point.
Well, let Recognize talk a bit here. Recognize, go ahead.
No, the thing about Canelo is that when it comes to resume, and we're comparing him to Crawford, right? We're using that as an example. The way I look at it is, who did Crawford fight that can even be closely compared to, let's say, Triple G.
Bingo.
What's his name? Lara and Floyd Mayweather. I know. Okay, now I know he lost to Floyd Mayweather. I get that. And he was pretty young when that happened. But even a guy like Lara, do you want to say Postol was Crawford's Lara at the very least?
Yeah.
Right?
Lara better.
And Gamboa. I mean,
okay,
Gamboa was a junior lightweight.
And Gondoa guy for me. But go ahead.
So to me, look, I don't really go by that, although that's a good indicator when you see the level of opponents a guy has fought. Now let's go to the skill department. I also think that Canelo edges Crawford in that department as well. Yes, Crawford he could switch stance, and that's cute and all that. You could do that when you're a lot bigger than your opponent. I'm not saying he's never done that with a guy more or less his size, but it's always with guys that we felt pretty comfortable saying Crawford was going to win. Where Canelo showed me a couple of things when he fought Triple G, when I thought that he was going to lose. And yes, the two fights, I see it as this. Look, Canelo lost the first fight. The second fight, he did enough to win. I thought he lost, but I thought he did. He did enough in terms of, if you want to give him the fight, I can't really argue with you, So you're talking about a guy, he fought a guy who was a long-time reigning champion, a guy who was not only the champion, he was being ducked. And yes, Canelo did it his own way. Canelo did it his own way in taking this fight. He had all the political advantages, but you still got to fight the fight. And when it comes to breaking down their fight, the way they fought against each other, Canelo was amazing. I mean, that second fight he was pretty unbelievable to get hit with all those shots and come right back, like to fire and hit Golovkin back with shots. I haven't seen Crawford do that yet. I haven't seen him.
I think that was what impressed me the most, because that's what Abel Sanchez and Canelo and Golovkin were clamoring for, that he stand toe to toe. because that was their main point. That they were saying that the first fight he was running. So as far as like the judges leaning towards Canelo's favor on the scorecards, um, this is what they were asking for him to stand toe to toe, and it was a real close fight. But that's what Canelo did, and that's what really was impressive. So that that's kind of good that Abel Sanchez was able to like give Canelo credit, and even though they probably still thought they won, but that's what they were asking for, and that's what they got.
So Crawford's also got, like, if you look at his welterweight resume, it's like lacking hard, So, and granted, he just moved up. But
well, he just became a welterweight.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that's okay. So, like, if you're pound for pound number one,
I'm a welterweight.
Words, what is that saying though?
Yeah.
Like, you're
if you're
a welterweight, if you're pound for pound, that you're pretty much telling people, I'm the baddest.
He just became a welterweight, and
is there a delay or something?
He became a welterweight, so it's pretty much on the table.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you're pound for pound number one, really what that means to people, what you're saying to people, is that you're the baddest dude in boxing. That's what you're saying. Like, you're saying we can't have these people. We can't have all these people fight. What we're saying that if they were in some magical world to fight, this is the baddest dude in boxing. So
that's why it's Usyk for me.
Right. So when you're talking about that, you have to consider things not just on skill, but why I keep on harping on the traveling thing is, what does a person do when they get put in the spotlight? What does a person do when they fight a guy who they can't bully around a ring, like at super lightweight? So when he faces one of these bigger welterweights, and in Las Vegas with the big lights, he's out of his element. Let's see how he reacts then before we crown him pound for pound number one.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
My opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I agree with that because at least at least with like a guy like Usyk and other guys, like, at least for me. And again, it's all subjective, and I don't really, I don't really try to debate people on who they have pound for pound number one or two or whatever, right? Usyk already passed all those tests. He was in a tournament, and the name of the game was you got one chance. You got to fight this top guy who has a belt just like you, undefeated just like you, and then on top of that, you got to fight him on the road, with the exception of Huck. We know Huck lost. We know he lost a couple of fights going into that fight, but nevertheless, he went in there against an ex-champion and stopped him in his hometown. He went to fight Breedis, who I thought Breedis at that point was a very good fighter, and had a belt, fought him in his country, beat him in an entertaining fight, and then beat Gassiev in Russia in a pretty one-sided fight. So, and then on top of that, just to add a little, more whipped cream on top, he goes and fights the last guy. What belt was it that had the WBA Super
Bellew,
right? And he goes to the UK and it knocks out Bellew. I mean, that's a pound for pound fighter. That's a guy, like Captain was saying, you put him under the spotlight. What does he do? He shines like that. That's a pound for pound fighter, a top pound for pound fighter for me.
Absolutely.
I think you're a racist.
Or you're just going to be a racist. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but I agree.
No,
I mean,
if he wins this fight, he could come pound for pound. Definitely, if he does it impressive.
yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know. You guys want to do a pound for pound list? I can put it on the screen. Let's see.
Pound for pound list?
Yeah, I have. Where is it? Well, no, this is the World Boxing Super Series. Damn it! Somebody talk while I search this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do the list, right? So you can get like, that's the problem, man. It's like, it's so damn subjective, you know. A lot of it just comes down to like, it can't just come down to a record. That's one metric, you know. It's like,
hey, what do you guys have heavyweight in your pound division list?
What?
He's breaking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just really far away. Do you guys have heavyweight in your pound for pound?
I do because.
Okay.
You know, it's every weight division is included. So I don't know why people exclude the heavyweight division. I do it.
Out of pure ignorance, why would you exclude a heavyweight division?
Yeah. Well, some people go like, well, because they beat everybody else just because they're bigger.
No, that's an honest question. Like, is that a thing that people exclude the weight? I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's just.
No, some people do it. And I think it's because the whole point of the pound for pound concept is because the heavyweight's always gonna be the little guys, right? So somebody decided to create a separate list. Is that it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, but like, of course, like that's so unfair. I mean, that's insane, though. Like, if you had technically, if you took the best out of any divisions that are 3 divisions apart, and you took the best, like legitimate pound for pound contenders, right?
Yeah.
And you put them together, I mean, there's weight divisions for a reason, right? So like, I think saying that just because they're heavyweights, you know, I don't think that logic stands very much, you know.
I'd say the reason is because I mean, for the last 15 years, heavyweight division have been a shitty division. So most of the people are thinking like, well, there's no much skills there. So that's like the main reason why people are rarely putting heavyweight boxers on their pound for pound list.
That's a good point. You know what's embarrassing is, like, for me, not embarrassing, but it's kind of weird. When that Kiwi guy came on here.
Oh yeah, Kiwi boxing.
So like when he was talking about the heavyweight division, I'll tell you right now, like, he was rattling off these names and stats and everything like that, and it's like, fuck me, man. Like, how I don't, like, I know who they are, but like I just caught myself realizing that I don't watch heavyweight fights. Like, I just don't do it, like, because it's just so. You have a group of guys that are putting on big fights. You got like 3 names, and then it's like the rest of it is just, you know, and it's a shame because, you know, in the 90s, and that was a lot of fun to watch those damn fights, man.
Yeah, now you get a lot of fat heavyweights. They're overweight. They're weighing in. Some of them shouldn't be weighing in more than 230 pounds, but somehow they end up with like 6'1", 250-pound heavyweights. It doesn't make fucking sense. Do you guys remember Samuel Peters? That guy was 6'1", 240, 250. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
But he was thick, though. He was, and he could punch really hard.
Yeah, he can. I mean, when you're that weight, you're gonna hit hard, right? But it just, you're gonna end up with boring ass fucking fights because these guys at that weight and that height, they're not gonna go 12 rounds. And if they do, they're gonna be fucking exhausted, and you're gonna get a shitty clinch fest fight. We need more athletic heavyweights. That's my opinion. We need more athletic heavyweights, like in the past.
I wonder if that had anything to do.
Go ahead.
There's a delay. Yeah, I was gonna ask. So, where do you rate Anthony Joshua?
On my pound for pound list, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but he's probably there in the bottom. Yeah, he's in there at the bottom because he did beat Klitschko, man. Come on, and then he's been fighting top contenders in the heavyweight division.
He's the best heavyweight. That's the way I look at Klitschko. He's the best heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah. there's some fights that he can solidify that with a no doubter in my mind, meaning beating guys like Wilder and Fury. But as of right now, I think he's without fighting those guys, he's the one with the better resume.
Yeah, no question about that.
Yeah,
I think the fat heavyweight thing, like this, big, like the fat out of shape heavyweights. I think that all came from, maybe not all, but I think a great majority of it came from in the 90s, right? You had the guys putting on all this crazy weight and size, but it was muscle, right? Because they were on, I think PEDs had a huge to do with it, so they could carry all that muscle and all that weight. So then, so 250 becomes the standard, or well, I'm just making things up, but 250, let's say, becomes the standard. Okay, you got Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. A certain weight becomes like what it is. It'd be interesting to see the climb. It'd be interesting to see and I'll do the research, but going through the decades about what became the standard in the 90s, and then when the testing got better. Of course, it's not perfect today, but it definitely got more strict. That weight stayed the same because everybody thought that was the standard. No one wants to go back down. Everybody still thinks they have to be that heavy, but they can't build all that muscle and they can't carry it around in a fight like they could when they were juiced up.
So you want to find a correlation between? Yeah, I mean, maybe, man. I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. Just got to do some research.
Yeah, I can. I'll look into it. I got nothing better to do,
But people in the chat are saying that
my boss comes up to me at work. Hey, Bill, what are you doing? Oh, I'm finding a correlation between fucking heavyweights and their weights in the 90s, sir.
Yeah, you turn off your computer screen.
Yeah.
Pete Stamas in the chat donated. Thank you for the donation, Pete, the Predator Stamas. What else? We are 43 minutes away from the great
one of the greatest
pay-per-view
fights in the history of boxing, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, guys, we have a lot of pay-per-views coming up. We have this one, and then in March we have Mikey Garcia against Spence Jr., and then in April you have Amir Khan against Crawford, and then Canelo doesn't fight on pay-per-view anymore. Forgot about that.
Hey, Bucho.
Yep.
It popped into my head again. Remember when you said, "Are we really underrating Broner?"
Yeah.
It's something that we're saying or not talking about that is just escaping us. He's 11 years younger. He's never been KO'd. So, and we have a 40-year version of Manny. Is something going on that we're not discussing or looking at?
I think, yeah.
I don't think so.
Don't underestimate a young man's stamina. Don't underestimate a young man who has a beard the way he does. Don't underestimate those needle shots that he has all over his stomach. I saw that.
Yeah,
video.
somebody mentioned that.
Fight Scout.
Right.
Fight Scout.
Well, how about this? Like an official, you'd probably be a good one to ask about this and recognize. You guys are both good at this. Let's go from the opposite direction. How does Broner win? You see, everybody's been talking about how Pacquiao's going to win, and they're telling us I believe Pacquiao's going to win, and I just went about it from that direction as saying how he's going to win.
He's got to outwork him, outbox him. I don't knock him out. I say knock him out. Like if I had to be honest, without the PBC stop, decisions and whatnot, I would say the only way that Broner could probably win is by stopping Pacquiao.
Because of corruption, or because
No, I'm talking about
he just couldn't
judging.
stand
Just judging their skills, like overall skills.
Hey, recognize. Who do you think would win a fight between Jeff Ford and Broner? Oh, sorry about that, official.
I don't know.
Sorry about that,
official. I would give it to him. Point.
I don't understand.
Go ahead, official. What do you think? How does Broner win?
How does Broner win? But the only way is by knockout, because
I cannot imagine any way in which he could outbox Manny besides the obvious robbery. But the thing is, if you take a look, how could Manny do much worse than that guy, than Vargas? Imagine, I mean, Broner got a draw against Vargas, who Pacquiao beat. Yeah, Pacquiao was 2 years younger when he beat Vargas, but it just doesn't make sense. Pacquiao is very bad. So,
yeah. So how about Broner versus Horn?
I didn't hear you.
What?
Who?
Adrian Broner versus Jeff Horn.
Well, I mean, honestly, man, I'd favor Horn.
Me too.
When I compare their fighting styles, Horn is bigger, and he would probably kill him with pressure.
But okay, guys, like Gonzalo said, I mean, nobody has ever stopped Adrian Broner, even Maidana, who knocked him down twice.
Right.
So,
Hey,
and then, by the way, if you guys remember that fight, Broner was making a comeback in that fight. Oh, everybody dropped. And Pete Stamas, thank you for your contributions. All right, everybody's coming back. I was saying that if you guys remember the Maidana Broner fight, Broner was making a comeback. I don't know if because Maidana was tiring, it could have been. But anyways, point is that Broner was making a comeback. So Broner is a durable guy. So to be saying that Pacquiao is going to stop a 40-year-old Pacquiao on top of that, who hasn't stopped anybody well, if you want to call that Matisse fight, but he hasn't really stopped a top boxer, a fresh boxer, in a long time. So I don't know. Are we crazy to say that Pacquiao can knock out Broner? Maybe.
Yeah.
No, it's not for. Go on, man.
So what I was saying earlier on my prediction about the fight, like the reason I was saying that is that he's going to get dropped in the middle rounds is because I think Broner knows that he's going to need to knock him out. He can't outbox him. So he's going to do something stupid and get clipped with something. The reason I say that it's not going to be a knockout is because exactly what Bucho just said. I don't like Broner. He's a little shit, but I tell you what, he's tough. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying he's going to get clipped. I think he's going to get clipped with something. I think there's going to be an event. Maybe he doesn't go to the ground, but he gets buzzed for sure. My point being is that he goes into that shell, and then, you know, Pacquiao does his thing. And the reason I said earlier in the prediction that he's going to steal rounds is because Pacquiao will wear out with old age, you know? He's not going to be able to keep up. And obviously because I'm a racist.
Yeah. You said steal.
My brother Pete's throwing dollars in the chat like we're strippers.
Yeah. What's he saying? $2 for Cam Sky Media Met.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, he's gonna catch something, this guy, man.
Hey, Captain Hook. I kind of changed the way I think the fight's gonna play out, because I think when I was saying, when Broner goes into his shell, Pacquiao is not gonna unload on him because he's gonna save energy to go 12 rounds at 40 years of age. So I think he's just gonna incite him to. He's gonna put his gloves together. He's gonna be, come on, Broner, fight me. You know, he's not gonna attack him while he's in his shell. He's gonna stand in the pocket, but he's gonna be, come on, open up. If you came here to fight me.
Bam, bam. I wish Lampley would be calling this fight tonight, just so I can hear him. Bam, 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 bam. Come on, Broner, you want to fight? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
If Pacquiao does kick his ass thoroughly, I know Al Bernstein's gonna be celebrating with the grin on his face.
Play it, Bucho.
That was a hard meal.
You want to throw sometime? Bang! Keep coming.
That was annoying, man.
It was fucking hilarious. He went full retard, dude. He was fucking full retard. Bang,
yeah, it's like he
bang.
was having a fucking orgasm, like this nasty fucking piece of shit.
Was he on roids or something?
Bam.
Ask
bam,
my brother.
bam.
Ask my brother Pete, dude. Whenever we go to fights, if I see Lampley, I fucking destroy this dude. I scream at him how much he sucks. I can't stand him. Dude, if he ever finds out who I am, he may throw a fucking like right hook at me or something. I don't know.
I saw him over here in San Diego.
He's a fucking.
Hey, you stupid fucks! Listen up!
That's what you say.
Hey, you stupid fucks! Listen up!
Tim Lampley.
No, I just keep on. I'm just obnoxious, and I just.
You're like a heckler.
Lampley, you suck. Like nothing of any sort of substance of why he sucks, why I don't like him. Just completely ignorant fucking bullshit that I scream at him. You suck. Hey, Teddy Atlas. I screamed at Teddy Atlas. I go, Teddy Atlas, you better put this guy in check. Fucking tell him what's going on, Teddy. And Teddy just fucking nodded at me and just like walked away like I was a fucking madman.
Everyone forgets a few years ago, there was a woman judge, $30,000 wound up in her bank account. Bank account!
There's the man.
I put an indictment on them. And then what is that?
I thought he was going to die right there. Right when he said, bank account, I thought he was going
to die. He's a fucking nut, dude. He's out of his mind.
Can't do that. Can't do that. You can't be in charge. I put an indictment on them. An indictment on them. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt.
Is he on something? Anybody knows? Anybody?
Is.
Yeah?
Of course he is. 100%.
No doubt. There's no doubt in your mind.
He's a little out there, man, for sure.
Dude, he's look, Lampley is he knows when to stay shut about corruption, and he knows when to talk about it. So when a guy talks like that, he's just full retard to me.
Right.
Okay. Then he's trying to sell you.
Go ahead.
He's trying to sell you one piece of corruption, but no. He didn't see nothing wrong with Andre Ward punching fucking Kovalev to the balls and the referee stopping the fight. No, he didn't see nothing. You didn't hear him say this was a corrupt judge, referee. You didn't do that.
So why not? Why not?
Well, because they told him if you ever want to do 1-hour fights, you better calm it down.
Go. Hey, look up Mayweather. This tells you what you need to do. Look up Mayweather and Pacquiao with Lampley. He's got that fucking earpiece in, and he loses his shit before the fight because they're yakking at him in that earpiece. And don't think for a second, dude, when he's commentating these fights, that those guys aren't in his ear telling him exactly what to say. Fuck, dude. Oh my God, man, it's so fucking obvious, dude. So obvious.
And who's in the truck?
Who's in the truck?
Yeah, the truck where that's outside where I'm sure that's.
Oh yeah.
Who's telling like the commentators what to say though? That's what I wonder.
I think the other day saying that he heard that there was the director of HBO Sports yelling at Lampley or whoever.
No, you know what? I think who was in the truck. Was probably Larry Merchant dressed as the Grand Dragon of the KKK. I think that's my theory.
Dude, Larry Merchant was one of my favorite. The post-fight.
Yeah.
The post-fight. There's a good Broner clip. There's when Broner was fucking hysterical. When he's doing the interview, he's like, Larry Merchant goes, "Tonight, you said you wanted to come out and prove something. You said you wanted to stick to a game plan. What was that plan?" and Broner looks at him and goes, man, plan's always the same. Cook them, bake them, shake them, and eat them. No homo. And Lampley doesn't even fucking bat an eye because he's too old to understand the joke, or he just or he thinks Broner is just a piece of shit and he just wants to keep on going because he goes right into the next question. So
like, listen,
when you got caught in the third round, it just keeps on going, dude. Go look that shit up. They fucking had me dying.
It's like, listen, I'm not gonna engage with this test tube baby.
Larry's just like ignoring all that shit and then moving on to the next question.
Listen, I'm not gonna engage with this welfare recipient.
Exactly. He's not even gonna fucking do it. I'm just gonna keep. He just keeps on going, brother. What would you say? With that tone of that fucking dude. It was painful at the end when he would do those interviews, and I loved every minute of it. It was fucking great.
You know, like people would say, Broner's trying to be like Floyd Mayweather. I'm like, wait a second. No, Floyd Mayweather was never ignorant like that. Don't get me wrong. Floyd was like annoying, but when did you see Floyd talking about, you know? I want to give a shout out to my 7 kids, you know, and like, you know, shake them and bake them and I eat. No, Floyd was always, he's a tough competitor, you know, and I had to break him down, you know. Like I said, I come in here to do it slow, and this dude is like, you know, you're a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah,
you're a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, Floyd never behaved like that. Again, I'm not saying Floyd wasn't annoying and he had that bad moment with Larry Merchant.
I'd kick your ass.
Right, but I think that
Larry told him too, boy. I'd never seen Larry talk that fast in fucking 10 years.
Yeah, he like woke up.
50 years younger.
I'll kick your ass.
Why don't you complain when you watch HBO?
Wait, his was hysterical, man.
Yeah.
Roy Jones called his ass out too in the middle of an interview too.
I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass. I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
He was interviewing Roy Jones after Griffin too.
HBO should fire you.
Yeah.
And Roy,
you don't know shit about
boxing. You don't know shit.
Yeah, that's when the spoiled brat came out of him, you know. You don't know shit about boxing. You always giving me a hard time.
Oh, no, recognize.
Give me a fair shake.
Yo, he was about to cry after that the Argentinian guy, Baldomir fight. Remember? Because he came out, Mayweather came out dressed like a gladiator, and the fight sucked so bad, the crowd was booing. And then Larry Merchant confronted him about how boring the fight was, and Mayweather was about to fucking cry.
It was horrible.
He talks to the boxers like if they had a shitty performance, he talks to them like they're little kids. Like some would say, your actions slow. I would tend to agree. What do you have to say for yourself? Like a little kid, like a little fucking kid. He's gonna sit there and take that shit too.
Boxing is about taking your time. You have to take your time. You have to study your opponent. And you know, at the end of the day, it's all about my health. My health comes first.
Right. But when your health.
Pete Stama says Merchant versus Roy Jones. Why do you suck? Are you overrated?
After Griffin
they should have kept him to the very end. They should have kept him. I probably think they. Yeah. Go ahead.
After Griffin 2, when fucking Larry's interviewing fucking Roy Jones, dude, it is fucking classic, bro. Go on YouTube. Everybody needs to go on YouTube and look at it. When
did Roy Jones kiss
the fucking producer?
Yeah, it was the producer. Yeah, I was like, Roy,
dude,
you ripping
Roy's
this
fucking
chick right
staring. Larry's talking to him. He's like, when you came into this fight to get the retribution, to reclaim your title. And Roy's like looking everywhere besides Larry Merchant. The producer comes up, he grabs her by the hand and kisses her on the mouth and starts smiling. He's looking at people in the crowd and he goes, I don't want to have to do this. You know, he seems like a nice kid. I don't want to have to do this. And Larry goes,
yeah, right.
Larry goes, what do you mean you didn't want to have to do this? Who else? He goes, and Roy Jones looks at Larry and goes, well, who could have stand up that kind of heat there, Larry? Fucking hysterical. You saw it. It was fucking great, dude.
You guys remember when Larry Merchant pushed
I didn't want
the
to
guy?
be RJ. Y'all brought out RJ and me.
You brought the RJ out.
Remember when
to do that?
When Larry Merchant pushed some fucking guy who was screaming, who was yelling, "My fighter got robbed."
Zaragoza.
Yeah.
Zaragoza against somebody. I forgot who it was.
Morales?
Dude, Larry.
No.
Look at his eyes.
What?
Look at his eyes, dude. Look at Larry doing a fucking Kellerman impersonation. Look at him. The old fish eyes. Look at him.
Remember
awesome.
After the Lennox Lewis Vitaly Klitschko? No. Yeah, after the Lennox Lewis Vitaly Klitschko fight, Larry Merchant was interviewing Lennox, and Lennox was like, "Oh, easy fight. It was an easy fight. I'll take both Klitschkos for breakfast. I'll have him for breakfast." And then Larry Merchant went like, "Well, Lennox, that was a hard meal to digest."
That was a hard meal to digest, Lennox. That was a hard meal to digest, Lennox.
So funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
Larry Merchant
back
liked
in the
it
day,
confident. This was before the cupcake era, where you gotta be careful what you say and shit like that. Larry Merchant was the man. He'll come to you and be like, "You suck today," basically. You know, like it's
right. Dude.
You know, today you were terrible, but
dude, I've seen it multiple times when he says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" That is fucking classic.
Yeah, you know what? You're right about that. You're right about the cupcake era.
That guy was an old OG, man.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. Well, you know he's old as shit at the end, dude. He didn't get the cupcake. By the time the cupcake era came around, he was old. No one's telling him anything, dude. That motherfucker's he ain't telling me shit.
Can you imagine like a guy who grew up like that all his life, and now he's gotta fucking bite his tongue, you know, when he should be like he grew up this way, like telling people like it is, and now no, you can't say that no more. You know, people might view that as racist or sexist or this or that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so I can't tell my wife to suck my dick?
No, you can't. No.
How do I have to say it? Give me fellatio?
When you came into the room, into the house, my dinner wasn't on the table.
What do you have to say about that?
Was not served. You better get
like
in
how
the
old
kitchen, fix me my chicken, or I'm gonna throw a cross that you'll never forget. He asked his wife, what does she have to say for herself when his dinner isn't ready?
Like how old is he? Larry Merchant.
Fucking 120.
He's got to be 80. Oh yeah, he's got to be 85. Every bit of it.
That's Larry Merchant.
For sure.
Yeah, or 95. One or two.
My brother Pete was talking about when Larry Merchant put a lit cigarette in Mayorga's mouth after the fight. He didn't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
Dude. He didn't give a fuck. I wonder what Larry Merchant's. It'd be interesting. What was Larry Merchant's first fight that he announced? Because he used to be played. I think he used to do the.
I think it was
Jack Dempsey and
Jack Johnson.
No, that's
right.
Jack Dempsey.
He probably. I wonder if you go back when he was younger. He probably had the exact same fucking slow ass draw. He's a young guy. Fucking.
Back in my days, I would have kicked your ass.
If I was 50 years younger, I'd kick your ass. Fucking hilarious, dude.
I don't understand why some people didn't like him. I don't know.
Because, man, they don't respect it, dude. They don't.
Look, there sometimes he was annoying to me. Don't get me wrong, but I always thought he told it like it is. Like he usually did. It was always an event to watch Larry Merchant versus whoever, like Bernard Hopkins.
Hey, Mustache Cash hit it right on the head. Remember that time Larry Merchant interview after a Behan fight where he called the opponent a bum? Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking hysterical, bro. The guy was pure comedy, dude. No one understood it. No one got it. Like, I'd be sitting there watching the fights with my family or my friends, and everybody like, man, what the fuck's this guy talking so slow for? I'm like, dude, you just suck. You just don't get the pure fucking. Someone's having a laugh, you know what I mean? Sticking his ass in there when because it's the crowd. They're going crazy. It's hype. A knockout just occurred. That was the best because then the fighter's all jacked up and they're not even tired. They're all fucking jacked up. They want to call out their opponent, and his ass gets in there and just fucking takes it to a crawl, dude. Just slows it right down. It was great.
The saddest thing was when Max Kellerman was trying to imitate Merchant with his sayings and stuff during fights and going like it looked obvious that he was trying to become like the next Larry Merchant in a way, but he was just doing it all wrong.
Dude, Kellerman's a fucking ESPN guy, man. Dude, that was the worst, man. When they put Kellerman, I don't like him either, but when they put they tried to put Stephen A. Smith in there for a couple fights, man, and it was fucking brutal, dude. Listen to this idiot fucking banter on about a subject he knows nothing about. Like,
exactly.
He's going on and on. Dude, if he said he just for an entire fight, I shit you not, I will go find it and I will send the link. For an entire round, Stephen A. Smith sits on the mic and just starts going, target practice. Every time he throw a punch, target practice. It's like, oh my God, man. Like, fuck me, dude. You're just shoving this guy down our throat. It's crazy, man.
Stephen A. Smith is also pretty fucking annoying, right? I mean, this guy thinks that he knows boxing. You guys remember this other guy who was with in that show with Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless?
Yeah,
no, it's not Skip Bayless. Skip.
Yeah, Skip Bayless turned out to be a punk, man. He was good at first, man.
Really?
Yeah, I think he sold out. Like now, I mean, he's still like hard on. He holds on to his position, but he does a show with this guy named Shannon Sharp, a football player who's a crybaby.
Oh yeah.
My justice. Those type of guys. You don't understand what it's like to be a black man. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not black, fool. That's it. It's that simple.
When Tyson was, I watched one like maybe a week ago when Tyson was fighting Tubbs, and Tubbs is in the ring. Speaking of fat heavyweights, and Larry Merchant's on the mic, and he goes, "He does have more ice cream than fire in his belly, but he also really has the stomach for fighting." Oh man, he's playing dozens on the fucking mic, dude.
Yeah, he wouldn't hold back any fucking punches, man.
No. Fucking.
It was everything contrary from Max Kellerman.
No, Max Kellerman will be talking about like the old days and making references to old fights that nobody fucking cares about. That's all he did.
You know, the first guy that before YouTube that was like strong on his opinion, like that Pacquiao beat Floyd Mayweather in that fight. Skip Bayless was the guy.
But this guy because he had this thing where
he wasn't just talking out of his ass. He was actually making some points.
He made a good argument.
He made a very good argument. He said, "Look, the way I understand boxing, how you're supposed to judge fights, Pacquiao won that fight, in my opinion. He won that fight." So that's what.
Yeah, you can tell he got people thinking. He got them thinking.
But the thing with Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith is that their show on ESPN was all about the casual sports fans. So that was their thing to create so-called beef between them. So the defense would choose their sides. But that's why Stephen A. Smith was so annoying when commentating boxing, because he was all about the casuals. He doesn't really know boxing, and when real boxing fans are listening to him, they want to throw up.
But you know, it goes to a different level than that. Like, you hit it right on the head too. But it's like fighting is like, I don't know about y'all, but like I'm not into this fucking like TMZ bullshit. Like, I don't care what fucking Jay-Z is doing. I don't care what fucking restaurant Tom Cruise eats at. But like that's all ESPN. Like Stephen A. Smith, that's his job. Like they don't even talk. If you turn ESPN on, they don't even talk about sports. It's like today, Tom Brady fucking shaves with a Norelco. Like, but then he might be cheating on his wife. It's TMZ. Like, so when he comes into like the fight game, where it's like this is like my way of getting away from it. And I think there's a lot of boxing fans. We just want to see the sport. When he comes in and just brings that bullshit with him, that yakety. That girl talk, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's just brutal to listen to, man. It fucking ruins it.
Yeah, it would be like the posters on boxing forums that just talk about, I don't know, Adrian Broner's porn film or whatever instead of...
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Well, how much he's getting paid and like as if they have any fucking insight of what's going on behind in the negotiations or whatever. Nobody fucking knows, man. And all these people are making all these predictions and assumptions about how much they're going to be making. Get the fuck out of here. You guys don't know shit. We don't know shit, and we're not claiming that. So you guys should do the same fucking thing. You don't know shit.
Pilos Mega said the only commentators I can stand are the ex-fighters, Roy, Pauly, Timmy B, and Ward. He's absolutely correct. The ex-fighters are Roy Jones. I hate to keep on being such a Roy Jones mark, but he's pretty. Who's the guy? Shoma. What's his name? Shoma.
Chow.
What is it?
The guy from Showtime. Braden Shaw. Yeah.
No. He's a boxer, and his name was Shoma. It's an Asian name, right? So it's like Shoma Talizi or whatever the hell. And Roy Jones in the middle of the fight just goes, I think Shoma Tao is gonna win. And
Shumenov.
Yeah, so whatever.
I think Hemorrhoids got this.
And he goes, actually it's, and he corrects him for the name, and Roy Jones just looks at him and goes, I'm gonna call him Shomatao, and just referred to him as the incorrect name for the rest of the fight. I'm gonna call him Shomatao. It was fucking awesome. Roy Jones would keep it real, and so
Paulie's pretty good.
And so would Paulie. Paulie keeps it real too. He corrects those motherfuckers.
Yeah, Paulie's pretty articulate, and he knows boxing.
All these guys could be really good at what they do when they don't add their own personal politics to the game.
Yeah,
Paulie does that a lot though with the feds, with the PDs.
What's that?
Yeah, Paulie Malignaggi criticizes boxers too much with the PDs. That's the only thing that he puts in his personal opinions.
Right.
He's a Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, Canelo, everybody just doesn't let it go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think my brother and Mustache both have it right. It was Loma versus Pinko. And
who the fuck?
Perpino.
Yeah, whatever. And Roy Jones just called him Shomatao. Fuck.
I remember.
I'm gonna call him Shomatao.
Hey, recognize.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know why this ex-boxer that went to prison for life killed Max Kellerman's brother?
James Butler. I didn't know him, but yeah. I didn't. James
Do you know
Butler.
the reasons?
No, I heard rumors, but go ahead. I heard rumors.
No, I don't know. I just know that he was crushing in his house, that he was living with them.
I heard. Look, James Butler was a guy who I believe he grew up in the Bronx, and like he had like a criminal record, and there was some shit to that, right? That apparently, how can I say this, man? There was some like homo shit going on there. I don't know if it's true or not, right?
Oh shit!
I don't know. I don't know if that was 100%. Yeah. Listen, this is what I heard in New York. I don't know. Like I never seen it on the internet or anything like that. Just people that like were close to the situation that knew them. Like there was like, yo, I heard this, I heard that. You know how true it is, but he was like. from the way I understand it, this guy Butler was like somebody you could not trust. He was like, everybody knew that about him. He was unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. He punched the dude on live TV.
Yeah.
What would he do behind the scenes?
I was gonna say that. Yeah, would you recognize that guy in your fucking house? Would you allow him in your house after what he did?
I mean, listen, I live like by common sense. Look, fuck all the PC shit. Does he look like somebody you could trust?
No.
Just look at him. Just look at him. Even if he never did that, he looks
just
like
look
somebody.
at him.
Just look at you, man. I don't trust you. Get out of here. Like I don't have a problem saying I am prejudiced by looks, and it's not just you could be a white dude with long hair and look crazy, and I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I'm like, nah, I don't trust you. You can't come near me.
Hey,
If something doesn't feel right, you know.
Wasn't that guy a really good prospect?
James Butler was a good super middleweight. Like, he was a contender, not a elite fighter. I forgot who's the guy's name that beat him. The guy that he punched on live TV. The guy that he punched on live TV was like a fucking journeyman, and he just went in there and beat Butler in his hometown, New York. The fight was in New York, and he beat him. And then that's when when he took off his gloves and he punched him. Committing clear assault, because when you hit somebody with those wraps, that's a deadly weapon, bro. That shit is a deadly weapon.
I was about to make the point too. He had fucking wraps on, bro. He had no glove and just solid. That's no joke, bro.
Yeah. And so he killed Max Kellerman's.
Was his entertainment business too?
It's like a lawyer, I believe. He was like some type of lawyer. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, he's Max Kellerman's brother, right?
Yeah.
Max Kellerman's father was a big attorney, big shot attorney over here in New York, and he made a lot of money. There was a lot of opportunities for his boys, and at least with Max Kellerman, he did well for himself. But
was he famous already, Max Kellerman, as far as being a celebrity or announcer, wherever he got started?
Let me tell you how
he was a rapper, right? Like Mark Wahlberg, right? He used to rap, I believe, right? Or
yeah.
No,
no, he used to rap, but it wasn't like people were following him. It was him trying something, and they realized that shit ain't gonna go. That was not the route to go. It wasn't gonna work for him. But Max Kellerman used to have a public access channel that I used to call in and talk with him, boxing. This is on public access, like 1994, 95. And he would call, you could call in and talk boxing with him. And, that's how he started. He started at public access for free. Basically, you got to pay them to get on.
Right. When did Max Kellerman get his herpes?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
We want to know that.
Because that motherfucker definitely has herpes.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I mean, if you're asking me when did he suck the wrong dick, I don't know. But
he sucked a fucked up dick for sure. Because
look, I just don't like.
That's not the Roy Jones, because he's always talking about during his fights. Hey, I remember when you were champion, Roy. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's
when you were champion.
It'd be funny if Max Kellerman would have told them when you were champion, you used to fight bombs.
Hey guys, do you remember this? You remember this big kid back in the 90s?
What's his name?
I wonder if a chicken went low on him.
That's Max, right?
Yeah. It's not that bad, to be honest. I mean,
wait, guys, I just want to hear it. Go ahead.
Oh shit! All right, hold on. All right, here we go. Damn it! Hold on.
New York's a state, my city's in. A man who I hate, I pity him like a Branch Davidian. Got skills, got stamina, got hands of stone like the champ from Panama. Bodies drop for body shots, 'cause I could box, no need for clocks.
It's garbage. I was just trying to listen to his quote for a second, but I'm a pretty good judge at determining lyrics. He's garbage.
Oh, all right.
Just that first couple of lines.
Talking about boxing.
From Panama. Yeah, with that stupid beat. Nah, you garbage. I know some kids on the street corner that would slay his ass.
The shipper of song says that Sean Newton can rap. What?
Probably could. Sean Newton can rap?
I don't know, man.
Bro, I listen to.
I'm glad that.
I still listen to Roy Jones Jr.'s rap songs, like when I'm jogging and shit. And like, let me tell you something, man. Like, well, again, I hate to be a mark, but like that music gets me so amped. Like, if I'm on the beach and I'm listening to like "Can't Be Touched" and I'm jogging, if an old lady so much as looks at me fucking cross-eyed, she might get like 3 right hooks, like right on the jaw.
Yeah,
like that's how amped I get.
It's because you associate with the music and it brings back memories for you. You know, so it's kind of like you have a relationship with something that happened in your life or that you were a fan at that time and brings back memories.
Didn't Roy Jones?
Just gets my blood moving.
Roy Jones had a couple of rap hits come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm screaming. Roy Jones. That's what I listen to. Can't be touched.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
Remember that collaboration he did with Mike Jones?
Head.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, Body Head.
Yep.
Because I was day-to-day grinding. I'm gonna blow up. I told you. From what is it? From Houston to Pensacola.
Yeah.
He says,
Damn,
I hop on butter. Whatever he said, I forgot.
I forget. I listened to it.
Yeah.
So the guy never paid taxes? Roy Jones never paid taxes, or what was the fucking deal?
I don't know, man.
Glad my paper review was working. Can you believe here in the Philippines, last time I ordered the Canelo fight, because they had it here for pay-per-view, I paid for it and they didn't put it on the TV? I was fucking pissed.
You paid for it and they didn't put it on the TV?
And they didn't play it. And I called the customer service people, and they sent somebody from locally from their little shop, and they couldn't get it to work. I was mad. I went up to the store. I couldn't communicate with them in their dialect, and I was like, "Look, I'm Mexican. This guy's fighting. I'm here in the Philippines. I'm trying to order my pay-per-view. I paid for it. I didn't see the fight," and they were kind of like shrugged it off.
Well, hold on.
It wasn't much though.
Which fight?
Bucho.
Which call? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out
Oh
here,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Have a
All
good one,
right,
guys.
see ya, man. Take care. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
See you later. Yeah, it's funny because that fight, the Alvarez fight, was it dance already? Is it just gonna be then?
You're cutting off, man. Hey, I have a question though. Which Canelo fight are you talking? Was it the Canelo Fielding fight or the Canelo Golovkin fight?
Canelo Fielding.
Ah, well, why are you freaking out? It's a shitty fight, man.
Oh yeah, but you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But the interesting, Bucho, the interesting part about that was the Fielding fight already under the Dan's application.
Yeah, that's where I watched it.
Well, here in the Philippines, it's on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't have
fucked up.
Dan's here.
Damn.
So I mean, as far as like, there's different outlets still, even though it's Dan's pay-per-view. Here they don't offer it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's gonna generate a lot of revenue, but there's like other sources, you know.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
All right, we're 1 minute and 57 seconds away. Exciting times. Actually, it's already 9 o'clock, though. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we should end it now.
Yeah, I would be kind of sad if Pacquiao gets busted up. I'm not saying that he's going to, but that'd be kind of sad, huh? All of a sudden.
especially ending his career losing against a guy like Broner that nobody fucking likes, that'd be pretty fucking bad. I agree.
Yeah, that would be.
I hope not. But I think Pacquiao, there's a little bit of passive aggressiveness because he doesn't like him either. He was smiling in the weigh-in, and he's trying to play the nice guy, but he don't want to lose to no person like that, especially him being a senator and being like many people's hero and held in such high regard. Losing to a person like Broner just wouldn't be a good look. And I think Pacquiao knows this, so he's playing nice guy and that it's funny, but in the end, I think he really is displaying a little bit of passive aggressiveness.
I think so as well.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna end the show now. It's been a fucking long time here. It's been like 3 hours or something. So we'll do a show tomorrow to talk about what happened tonight. So please join us tomorrow, guys.
All right. See ya.
All right. Take care, guys. In the chat, thanks for joining us. Thank you to the people who donated money. Who was it? Pete Stamas. We had the Great Carl, Undercover Asian. Where are my notes here? All right, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications. If you can, support us on Patreon or PayPal. Check out BDA Boxing Live, which is our second channel. Mr. BDA posted a fight analysis video right there concerning the Spence against Garcia fight. Very good video. Mr. BDA does the best analysis videos on the internet. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play. I'm going to be uploading the podcast there. All right, guys, in the chat, as always, we have the best chat on YouTube, by far. Thanks for joining us, man. We'll see you next time. Take care.